welcome back to Métropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It is a Thursday evening, May 28th, 2026. We return once again. We were here just a couple days ago. Weird how that is now. Hopefully you're well on Thursday. Thursdays are always like, you know, the more buttoned down time where we don't talk for 2 hours about the meta or the companions. Instead, we just play this Epiphany list until someone cries. Might be us. Probably won't be us. People have referred to this as Findom, and I kind of get it. I mean, that's kind of cool. Prophet, how's it going? Let's go. Welcome. Hey, Bantle. Good morning from Australia. Good morning. How's Friday? How's Friday looking? Also, Saran, I think you are first. Yeah, somehow. I'm going to come into this late. Hope stream is good in the meantime. I think we're going to be playing a lot of this NBN deck, which is an actual treat. We got to play against this on Tuesday. Sam was playing it, Whiteblade. And we had an okay time. It was a bit close. It was a bit tight. I don't think I've ever played the Vlad Grid versions of these sort of lists. This is Jeshu's list, which Jeshu brought this like largely to 2 different events. I think this is also the list that he won the Megacity in, not Megacity, sorry, the district in New York City. But the Vlad Grid's really fun, and just to like install advance and say go, like you have to trash this thing for 4. Turns out it's a pretty big butt. So we'll see if that can be an issue for some. Howdy, A guy, how's it going? It's like my favorite deck, and I just finished the VOD. Busy. Oh, heck yeah. This is your favorite deck. Why? The last time that I went to an event and like tried to, you know, win games and stuff, I was playing Epiphany. And I actually think Epiphany is kind of like really fun. A lot of people can't keep up with it. It does feel like you have agency no matter what. It also, like, sometimes when you play an acid matchup, you're like, oh my god, they can trash everything, I'm gonna lose. But then you always just get Epiphany counters, and then you can use them to put more things on the table. And generally, in somewhere in the mid game, you kind of overwhelm them. Because it doesn't seem like any deck can like really effectively trash something that costs 3 or 4 over and over again. And the trash costs of our cards are really high. And obviously Magistrate Revontulet, if someone just like mismanages their economy and ends up in the hole, they do not get out of that hole. They do get stuck in that hole. If they just have a click for 3 credits, that's not going to be a good turn if you can score an agenda the next turn, that's for sure. Hey, Post be greeting from Michigan. Great weather today, so grilled chicken for fajita is delicious. I mean, that sounds all right. Today it was cold enough to wear a sweater. It was not that bad, but it was yeah, it's been okay. I've been doing some video editing, which is nice. We have 2 videos from the Montreal District Championship that happened at the end of April, so we're about a month late. But I thought I would just like record some audio over them and really quickly put them together. But then I'm actually going a bit deeper and doing more video editing than I thought I would, for better or for worse. Maybe I got more time on my hands right now, who knows. But I'm like at the point where I'm not sure if I'm going to track credit totals or agenda points. I think that might be a bridge too far because that costs a lot of time. But the video should be coming up as soon as next Tuesday, and then we'll have the next one in 2 or 3 days. So that's fun. It's cool to edit video stuff again, to get gameplay up on the channel because it's been a bit. Hopefully the fajitas were good. Somehow making 18 remotes is fun. I mean, it's not fun on JNet. Like I don't like zooming out that much. That I actually don't really like. That's the right flavor absurdity. Yo, Milla, how's it going? Hey, Andre. Hey, chat. How you been? How you doing? Last night, we, on Wednesday nights, we do an Arkham Horror stream. I have another channel where I play Arkham Horror, and I play on a tabletop with cards, and I'm playing solo, which, like, true solo is, I don't know. It's definitely an acquired taste with Arkham Horror. I don't think it's my favorite. I'm not sure I'm going to be doing it too much more, but it is brutal out there. It is, you don't got a lot of options. You just got to nail everything all the time, and you can't, like, faff around at all. Last night, we went into the finale, the Drowned City, and the Drowned City finale is like a 2-parter. There's like part 1 and part 2, and they're meant to be separate, you know, scenarios. You're meant to like clean up one and go do the other one. The issue is we started the stream at like 8:30, and we finished the first one by 10 o'clock. It's not a very good scenario. It took us like an hour and a half, and then we're like, we can't just like close the stream. We're meant to be here for another like 2 hours. So we went and we did the finale, and we just like one-shot the entire finale, and we were done at like 1:30, 1 o'clock. Which, like, I guess now we can do that, which is good fun. But we had some good Arkham last night. It was good. It was nice. It was really nice to wrap up everything too and say like, oh, true solo is doable. You can get a good ending, which was a bit of a concern at some point. I think maybe I crashed out a bit. Hey, Mac, how's it going? Yo, Duckland, I feel like it's been a minute. Trash cost is low under NSG, is so it's okay. Is a lie propagated by big assets. I don't even know if the trash costs being low are a thing anymore. Like, you know, when NSG was starting to make low trash costs and we saw things like working prototype and like warm reception, or like, oh, 2, you can deal with 2, you know, hearts and minds, it's 2. And then you look at this list and like everything is 3+. Okay, cohort you ice up, so that's a bit different, but like everything is big. Like balance coverage 3, That's nonsense. Federal fundraising, 2. That's a cheap one. You don't ice that one up. Magistrate is 3. Moonpool is 3. Regolith is 3. Powers of B is 3. Wage Workers is 4. Like, 2 would be nice for half of these cards. It's I don't know. I don't think we're scaling up into these all that often. And like Fencer Fueno, yeah, credit a turn is good, but it's not 3 credits a turn. So, hey, Brendan. Hey, Jai. Hey, Metropole. Hey, chat. Jai, I only recently found out Leah's streams on YouTube, and I've just been seeing you and Chad going off, and it's been good fun. But yeah, I gotta watch more Leah's stuff for sure. I had a very bad and stressful weekend. Oh, sorry, Milla. I don't know if you heard about the evacuations here in Southern California, but my grandparents need to be evacuated. They're back home now and safe. No, I haven't heard about that. I'm assuming that might be fire related. That's usually what that is. Hopefully everyone's okay. That sounds awful. I'm sorry, Milla. Hopefully things are okay. Sanjay, the only time I played Arkham Horror, we ran out of the house we were in because it was getting too hairy, and I never played again, which seems like a good canon ending for me. Like, physically you and your folks, your friends ran out of a house, or in the game you ran out of a house? Because I think both of those could be acceptable. How you doing, Sanjay? But woof, I've been really enjoying the Arkham VODs. I'm excited to watch the finale. Thank you, Millie. Yeah, they've been really fun. The finale was actually like really close, as much as, yeah, it is Drown City. Where's Lucy? I'm not sure Lucy's around. I got one of Lucy's websites open. I forgot to open last time. I take it Leah's streams are somewhat less filtered. Yeah, they are. It's really funny how, like, you know, the persona of how people interact in different spaces. I think that's really cool. Like, I think that's really cool. But yeah, it's I'm not gonna totally disagree with you. Yeah. In the game, sadly, it's not that immersive. Okay, well. In the first core set, you can like choose to burn your own house down because it's like a bit too spooky. And then the lady tells you to do that, and you're like, I'm not sure, I kind of live here. Anyways, this is fun. First Bay Area megacities, undefeated, big caps, undefeated on JNet. This is the sort of list like similar in structure to what Zomdraft is playing. And I think we're going to also try and play what Zomdraft was playing at the showdown last weekend, because I know it has a different agenda suite, and I'm fascinated by the new agenda suite. Because this list has a really mean agenda suite. It's all 2-pointers, which means you have to score 4 of them, and your opponent has to score 4 of them. There's no way around that. And that just means, well, more Epiphany counters, but it also just means there's more windows for things to be relevant, like Oppo research, and all that is really good stuff. Now, you sometimes get into this awkward pattern where if your opponent kind of knows what they're doing, once somebody is on threat 4, your opponent really can't afford to trash things anymore if your money is good. Because they know if they trash something, well, Oppo Research will now be on threat 3, and then they're going to take 7 tags on the same turn that you put things on the table, and that's obviously not good, because nobody can clear tags on tempo outside of like one card in the game by a bans, which is not incredibly popular at all. So they just can't, which means like sometimes they let you have things. I think that's why Vlad Grid's kind of interesting, because it is hard to trash. It's pretty expensive. You can install Advanced this, which is a bit of an investment, but not too big. And then if they don't deal with it, like you can score an agenda next turn. You also do have one trick with Business as Usual and one trick with Moonpool, so you can advance a bit faster. But also like with a single advancement on Vlad Grid, if you do Top Rope with Epiphany to stoke the Embers, you can't score it out and then still have a threat on the Vlad Grid that will have an advancement on it, which is pretty sick. I do know that good players like Minstrel and Zomdraft, they have ways that they set up once they're on that 4-point threshold where, you know, things slow down and things get a bit less punchy from the runner if they're respecting Oppo, that there are board states in which you want to set up powers that be to score 4 points in a single turn. Now, that might be more of a Hollowman game plan than a Vlad City game plan, and that's because Vlad City actually is limit once per turn. Obviously, Hollowman is as well. But you want to do weird things where like powers that be fires, you use powers that be to return a stoke the embers from the archives to install it, which actually gets a counter. And so you can do these like kind of interesting things where you can score 4 points in a single turn and go from 4 to 8 and close the game out, which would be pretty cool. I think it's a nice line. Powers that be, I think I used to play 2 of them in the list. I think the influence has gone to Moonpools. I think the last version I played was also on Warm Reception, or no, sorry, Working Prototype, I think, Working Prototype. Those cards are really good, both of those HB cards. But yeah, Powers that be is really nice because if they don't deal with it, well, Magistrate Revontulet's coming back, and that's obviously a nightmare that they have to deal with. So there's just a lot of cards that cost 3 that they have to trash on any sort of board state. Weirder than fire, potential gnarly chemical spill, potential horrible explosion. Emergency responses managed to get the situation diffused, but something like 50,000 people needed to evacuate. What? Oh crap. Yikes, that's awful. Hopefully everyone's okay. Yeah, you'd assume it to be fire, yet somehow it's worse. Oh, do I get reps with my main list in person or save the sauce for the upcoming tourney? Brennan, practice is not saving the sauce. I think you should get practice in with your deck. If you want to keep it your little secret, you can like Smurf. Supposedly there's a Kyobu deck that's doing good in tournaments, Brennan. I don't know if that's you playing behind a different handle. It sounds like this where you really miss Beal, to be honest. Yeah, I could see it. Beal's really, really good. So for those who are not familiar with Project Beal, this was one of the first, well, no, the second NBN 3.2. I'm more used to looking at it like this. And it was a really cool ability because if you over advanced it, you can make it 3 points, which means you can make one of these like cursed agenda suites where you had just 2 pointers, except you scored this as a 3-pointer, so you win in 3 agendas. It'd be really, really good. I think that's fantastic. I don't think I sort of shouted out Zomdraft. Zomdraft this weekend was playing a version of this deck that was actually running things like Let Them Dream and was actually running like Oracle Stink Tank. And so I don't know exactly what the agenda suite looked like. Maybe it's just more agendas, and technically more agendas also works with Revontulet. Maybe you'll spend more time on Threat 3. I don't know. But the list that was played on the weekend had a different agenda suite than this one. Also, I do think this agenda suite classically was running an off-world office, which I do think that embedded reporting isn't just like the 1-for-1 exchange. It's not, it's definitely not off-world office. It's definitely not Beal, but yeah, it's a 3-2, so it's a bit easier to score out on the table as well. How complicated is the list to go pilot? I'll tell you how much you need to get the reps in. Smurfing IRL seems very tricky unless you get them with the Mission Possible face masks. I think it's just like a series of like you hire someone to sit down at the table and then you put in like a headset. It's not that bad. Regolith. Also, I don't know if I've been running 2 Regoliths in my last version, but the money off of this is really good. And almost the entirety of the econ in this deck is, assets, besides like 1 predictive planogram. So if they can deal with your asset econ, like you're barely getting up to 7. Some of these lists are also running the, what's it called? That Threat 2 card that gives you a credit a turn. It's not super impactful compared to other cards, so I kind of see why they gets cut. In terms of tag punishment, we do have an Unsmiling Tsarevna. We also have, I think, fewer ice. I think the versions I played before might have had another Code Gate, might have had 2 more barriers. I was even playing a Grubber at some point, playing a Mess and Chestfo. Those all work relatively well. With Stoke the Embers, at least the free advancement that you get off of this, which is good. But otherwise, 1 tag is bigger picture punishment, which can be pretty real. And 2 tags is a lot of punishment. Freedom of Information becomes a 2-2, which is quite good. And then Shipment Full of Disperse allows you to score any agenda from hand, which is also pretty good. So our tag punishment is real. It's not as real. B1001 is real too, but it's harder to make a board state where B1001 is a nightmare. But it's another sort of angle to be like, oh, if you don't have money, things are going to be bad. So let's pull this in. In my experience, Regolith is shockingly load-bearing for how little the deck wants to afford to ice it. I have heard that too. Like the Wage Workers Regolith is like the board state you want to be building towards. I think that makes sense. Because like suddenly, I have Oppa money, and then also like 3, and you get like 3 clicks off of it, and then install is fantastic. Hey, it's Toronto. I think it's been a minute. Maggie, 69 cards. I do think Minstrel was playing like a 69 card Maggie deck, so I don't think that's familiar what it is. It had a lot of money in it. Hey, thanks, you too. So it had like triple fermenters. I'm assuming with Maggie you'll have the ability to go get an Azimut. This hand, we have a cohort, we have balance. That's a good start. We can put the cohort behind Tsarevna. Oh, this is Tsarevna. The versions of this that I'm used to play have a Starlit Knight, which is like the real, tag punishment. This is just like a tempo card. But having the ability to have an end the run on is nice. I think this hand is okay to keep. Resing with Tsarevna is pretty expensive, but we have 2 econ cards in our hand. We'll see how it goes. Oh no, I'm good, Brennan. That guy's an asshole. What are you talking about? I haven't been here since the last event. I just have one of those faces. All right, Toronto Mulligan. Okay, so we're off. We have a ping. I think we'd rather put our stuff behind a ping. Cohort has to stick. We have the Crypto Cash in hand. We're not expecting too much like pressure from what's it called, from HQ. Like maybe it's a burner or 2. This is probably just on as much value as you can put in a shaper list. So we're gonna fire Maggie every single turn. That should be relatively easy. I think with this cohort, we might actually get rid of the Crypto Crash. We have 3 Spin Doctors and Empowers to get rid of it. Like the business as usual, I think is an important enough piece. We'll see how aggressive Tron is. Like we could even just put this on the table. Yeah, Verification, that's 6. So now we can install something for 1. It's an SMC for free, which is nice. So we can res both of these. We're going to have to get lucky off of this one, but we got good 2 things on the table. I think the Tsarevna is actually pretty nasty to deal with as an early sentry. So I'm going to get rid of the business, I think. Yeah, I think we get rid of the business. Maybe we'll regret that. So we just say acid here. It's a Regolith. We'll reveal it, gain 2 credits, and we're already up on 7 credits, and our board state is looking pretty good. So here we can ice up the Regolith. We can score this next turn with a Crypto Crash, which is pretty good. Now, Tron might not have the money for that to be good. This is a bit aggressive. We also could put the B on the table instead. And with the B on the table, both of these ice become a bit more relevant in different ways. Yo, Eric, how's it going? It's our second turn, so I'm actually pretty excited. I played a fair bit more Epiphany than you might have expected, which is kind of good. Hey, Lucy. Lucy, I have your what's a cut math thing open in another tab, so I'll probably be able to talk about it today. So we played on some 60 card S last night. Real Rome was fallen moment. Hey, we're gonna have enough credits to get crypto crashed, which is kind of sick. Up on 8. Let's see if Tron face checks. Sarevna, again, it depends how you do this, but the read is this is a regolith. Tron does want to have another card in hand here. I think it's really important you just fire Maggie over and over again, but we'll see. Again, with an SMC and 8 credits, you might be able to face check just about everything. All right, we're taking something down. Nice. Maybe you want to trust 2 things? No, sick. So, medium crypto. Pretty bad crypto here. I don't think we fire the crypto here. Oh, yeah, but then we're caught out really bad. Because we don't use the cohort, we're in a bad spot, so I think we'll just flip this. Yeah, I think we just flip that. So we'll Epiphany. Federal on the top, Stoke the Embers is next, Wage Workers is third. So I think we want the Wage Workers because then we can triple advance the Crypto Crash on another turn. And then we can put all these things on the table. So we'll see what happens. So this looks like a Vlad grid that has to come down for 4. Maybe it is actually an agenda. I don't know. In case I'm not around, I will need to sleep at some point. The FAQ is it simulates 10,000 tournaments from current pairings, reported results onward. So you fill in the number of your tournament and it takes your tournament at the time the number is filled in? Or can you say like add this tournament cost or this tournament link at a certain round? Like how can I use it on old tournaments to simulate, or is it only like it grabs a snapshot of the tournament as you feed it in? We don't talk about the last stream? I'm not sure what that is. Hey, Chancellor, how's it going? How was the event? Was it like now 2 weeks ago? I watched a bit of the stream. I don't think I watched the part with the commentary, but I watched the first couple rounds. I think it was great. You can use it on old tournaments and say, if this went until a future round, what would the cup ask me? Okay, but you can't like pull from a certain round to be like, was I a fool? All right, we're checking. That's a Rego. We have 4 credits, so that will allow you to trash everything. Regolith is important. We do have the 4-2 on the top of our deck that can score out. So Tron's money isn't exactly there. We'll see what happens from here. It only simulates for the current state. Okay, cool. We did want the Regolith, that's for sure. It was fun. We got a couple games on stream from day 2. Heck yeah. I'm going to go back and watch the VOD. I don't know if it's going to get erased at some point. And I can lock tournaments to have a fixed round count, cut size to save on server resources. Oh, cool. All right, draw, Maggie. We're on 5 credits. So we can just triple. We have like a couple plays that we can do here. So we know we're going to draw into the thing that allows us to rearrange the top of our deck. We unfortunately can't use cohort, so that's on me, I guess. Maybe we should have installed this B and kept it in hand. That was probably correct. So we can triple advances to take away 3 credits. We can also Epiphany for the top rope. Then we can do, no, that's not very good. Wait, why did I set this up? This is terrible. What am I doing? Because we Epiphany off the top rope, we get an advancement on the crypto crash. We can do it, yeah, I guess we just do Wage Workers double advance. Wait, Wage Workers triple advance. What are we doing here? We also like trash the ping and put the what's it called behind it. Like we first click. This is really like jazz, but we get the Stoke the Embers on top of the cohort. This is nonsense. But I think we could. I'm just going to do this because it's funny. So we're going to use the post counter because we know there's a Stoke on the top and 2 crypto crash. Okay, so Stoke goes into server 1, which we're going to trash this. So we can place 2 credits on advancement counter on install card. We'll put on the crypto crash. We'll advance the crypto crash and we'll just score it to bottom at Tron's money. Tron will start at 2 and we have a ping and a B 1001. And this is a Stoke with a Wage Workers next turn, which like maybe that's a play. Well, we're off the rails here, that's for sure. But we could not put that in that server for obvious reasons. I don't know what we're doing. This is not right. We are drawing, there's an agenda on top of the deck, I think. At least these B1001s work with the ping. And we can put the next agenda behind the Setievna. Yeah. We definitely want a Vlad grid. We're in strange territory, that's for sure. I wanted to get crypto. Tron's only on 2 credits, so we might get there. We just killed our money for a stoke. That feels really bad. You're not wrong. I didn't know what else to do because we're going to be drawing the stoke and we don't want to draw the stoke. We don't have a federal on the table, and I was going to consider putting this on the table. Like, we could have just scored the crypto crash with the wage workers, but then we also have killed our own money. So, like, Thanos, I'm not going to pretend it was great, but losing our own cohort sucked. So that was probably not right because we have no money on the table anymore. All our money was contested by Tron. At least we're making Tron, like, figure out what to do here. So if you want to get through a ping, it's going to be 3 credits. On 2 credits here, I think this ping's going to fire. Okay, so we have to pull a coalescence. So we can res a B to stop this. If we res a B to stop this, you just run through for another propeller counter and another credit, but then clearing the tag, yeah. At least we get an Epiphany counter, right? Right? Okay, so there's no more simul chip. Tron's money's still not going to be very good. Yeah, finding the regolith was bad. The best thing we possibly could have done is not install this 3rd B and kept it in hand for the cohort. That was like a huge misplay I was not considering because we needed more cards in hand, more credits. Oppo here would be reasonable. We are drawing something. Okay, that's the fermenter. That was from hand. Okay, so we don't have to res any of these and we're drawing a crypto. So Epiphany, we know the top card. I think that's it. Yo, Jishu, how's it going? This is your list. We're doing some weird bad stuff already, but I've been a big fan. So we have another stoke coming up. Oh God, that's aggressive. So we could put a moon pool on the table behind the ping. We could put a federal uniced. We could click for a credit. If we get another Epiphany counter, we can use it. But if we put the stoke behind the Setievna, like, how are we going to face check and break this? Like, I don't think you do. The issue is, like, we don't have money. I think I'm actually going to go for the stoke on this because I don't know how Tron's going to deal with this unless Tron has exactly from hand, like, a Muse into a Physarum, I guess. Op an opportunity for Foch out of Coalescence before the score to completely dodge a Crypto Crash or a Magistrate. Yeah, Steven, you're right. I probably should have waited and asked with the simul chip on the table. I think you are right. There's no reason not to. It's bad form, too. I think I'm just going to go aggressive here. So that's a stoke. This way we will get an agenda no matter what. We've sorted it. Don't love this. Data cast around 3. We can go be up on 7 with the fermenter if you want to. The question is how you deal with this. Like, you will face check into things. Code gates are accounted for, but actually the sentry is the one up in the list, which is not accounted for. If this fires, we get on to 3 credits, which is like enough for us to score the stoke and still have some money. So this is the best case that we have this here. The problem is we have to res the B1001, which actually means we won't have the money. So let's see what happens here. In theory, you can still, like, I don't know what we're going to do here. Hey, Kato, I love to log in the stream and see decisions being made. We got a lot of decisions to be made. So actually, we're going to be bankrupt here. So we're going to fire all. So we're going to draw cards. We lost a simul chip and an Oiler. So losing a simul chip is huge. We have Moonpool Federalizing. But now we have to B1001 to end this run, which means if Tron wants the stoke, Tron has to trash the B1001 and come back, which, like, is pretty expensive. We don't have the punishment, but you can just trash the B and run back for the stoke. So, like, I don't know how we're meant to get out of this financially. I think we're overextending, like, really heavily. We can't even score it next turn, which Tron knows. Hey, Limes, how's it going? It seems to be a very thinky deck. I think we literally overinstalled our cohort and we are feeling it because we could not stick any money on the table. Tron 1 out of 3 shot a regolith, which we probably should have established a regolith before making any of these plays. But I'm generally worried, like, Maggie is just like a fire hose of value. Maybe not consistent, but, like, there's just so many interchangeable econ cards. Like this. All right, cool. You did what? I don't want to talk about it. What about second B? Yeah, second B. So I guess we're not taking the tag. Right? Like, how it's 68 cards. How are we meant to play around it? We didn't draw an Oppo. Start turn. Federal fundraising. We did get our Epiphany counter though, so we're winning, right? Magistrate, Oppo, Regolith. These are both very good cards. I think we want to put a regolith on the table, and we want to do a small oppo here. Can we afford to do a big oppo? I don't think so. To score out this, we're going to need 6 credits. So we have to do wage workers into this. But yeah, so I think we do this, 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 and we draw. Okay, so if we put regolith on the table, we could ice it up. Tehran, we need to do a big oppo, otherwise you just like pop the fermenter to clear the tags. That's actually not that bad, but I don't know if we can afford to do a big oppo here. If we install regolith, res regolith, use regolith, like we might as well have clicked for a credit. So I think we have to just do a small oppo. I don't know if this server is better spent for anything else. This gives us enough money right to a second B, but yeah, nice. Thanks for offering us. Rego cred, hopefully wage and super rego. I think we need to do something here. Otherwise the fermento goes unchecked. Like we can't really purge, but every turn that Tron's getting 2 free credits, like Tron has to draw here, which means probably doesn't have economy in hand and has to clear the tags. So Tron can do credit, clear tag. That's fine for us because then we can do the, well, we can't even rego here. Minstrel may be cooking with this one, but unlike me, I cannot fathom how 1x Esmet doesn't make the conversation in card deck. Like eventually you won't be able to keep up. You can't do everything. 2 Stokes out, it does suck though. That's a really good card. So that I'd play a Moonpool, a bunch of counters on check aside would be hilarious. Yeah, the immediate like check is quite nice. So Tron might be floating the tags here, which is like fine. Federal fundraising, wait, maybe we see the tag punishment. But on 6 credits, if we draw like the what's it called, the bigger picture, we're in a good spot. Not super consistent. Magistrate, Vlad Grid, headline. Okay. So we went down 1-2 credit few. We have to at least click for a credit. We have no shuffle. Magistrate on the table is good though. Sorry, we don't want that. Yeah. We can do credit, install the magistrate. Credit? Like this sort of soft protects us. We can res the regolith, but I'd rather have some obfuscation here. So I think we actually just click for 2. Yeah, that sucks. Check is good for Vlad Grid. Yeah, check is not bad for Vlad Grid at all. But Tron probably has a window here. We didn't find our tag punishment. We have 2 cards that would have been really good there. Both of our tag punishment cards. The Bs would be good here. So maybe we could have made a jam with B, but if we need a B jam, we need money. So next turn, we can do rego, wage, and then like, I don't know, put another card on the table, I guess. But yeah, Tron, generally when you're on oppo, as long as we have credits, when you're on oppo threat, you have to slow down a wee bit. So Tron might just like siege up. We did get through 2 simul chips, which is good. That's a, you know, very, very flexible here. We've gone through 2 creatives, daily casts. So I don't know how much more money is in the list. Ooh, ritual, nice. Rego, to be honest, I think we might have too many cards in hand. But it could be fine. Like we could just throw out the tomorrow's headline. Tomorrow's headline with Magistrate Revontulet is actually pretty good. Even with Moonpool, we can deal with it, right? Like a funny thing we do in Moonpool is we can install the Moonpool on top of one of these agendas, trashing them, and then they're in the bin. Federal fundraising is coming down. We're going to get one of our counters. Love it. Tron, clear the tag. Can we afford to purge here? I feel like we have to purge. I think we just have to purge here. And then we just do the same plan next turn. You don't need a 3rd federal? No, we don't. But I thought we were going to get another federal draw anyways, which we can refuse. So Tron needs to find money. So maybe a creative finds the creative. I mean, that's fine. So do we have enough money to do install on top of this? Tomorrow's headline on top of that? No, we can't. The bigger picture is a bit late. Okay. So I think we'll just do 3, 6, res, 9, get a click. And I think we put a Moonpool on the table. We could also just get 3 more credits. I'm going to try the moon pool and see what happens. It's a bit hard to get to this regolith because it's behind the Sarievna, and like, yeah, you could take a, you know, give us 2 and 2 cards. We'll see what we can do here. Crypto Crash obviously will take all the money if it can go through. No idea what would be in the ping server. Seems like a powers that be, maybe. Like, you have to read this board state from your opponent's, you know, point of view. I don't know what sort of pressure this deck is playing. Like, how does it win the game? Is it on Conduit? Is it on Deep Dive? Is it on Burner? Ooh, that's a lot of money. It'd be a shame to lose all of that. Okay, so maybe you check one more thing. That's the thing that you have to check. Damn. Damn, he's got our number. All right, that sucks. So we have no Spin Doctor. We can do Vlad Grid Advance. That probably does do something. And we can put a checklist on top of it. I mean, that's probably okay. The issue with the Vlad Grid, like, we can't score this thing out anyway. Oh, we can with the cohort. So we can do cohort Vlad Grid Advance. I think that's probably it. I do not know what gets checked here. But the cohort means we can flip a card on the Crypto Crash. Bottom 3 cards on the table. Hope he doesn't run the cohort. Yeah, the cohort will help here a fair bit. Maybe he cracks a fermenter. The thing is, like, this is why the fermenter is so damn good. It's because he doesn't have to risk Crypto Crash, and he only cracks this like in case of emergency, which is if he gets oppoed or if he has to deal with the table, right? Like, you just always float on low credits. So, like, the Crypto Crash has blank text. We don't have to res Revontulet at least. Now, this is a pretty hard read. Sometimes, you know, you want to think it's a checklist. That's like a line you can take. But this fermenter is doing a lot. All right, Knick-Knack, looks like we're going to run. HQ, it's a 1 and 4 here. We end up with a tag, selling the Coalescence. We have nothing to do. Hit the checklist in hand. Ooh, that feels bad. That is a trash card with Epiphany, though. There's no shot you fermenter last click. That would be the best case for us. And technically, you have turned on Oppo here, but it could be a big Oppo. So even if it's a big Oppo, we haven't seen the bigger picture. Like, you just crack the fermenter for 8, clear 3 tags. Like, sure, you might lose a Knick-Knack, but the deck's on 3. So there's a decision whether you run this, which you know you can't trash, so I guess that's not a decision, or whether you crack the fermenter. I don't think there's any shot you crack the fermenter. Maybe you need it for Maggie. I don't know. I don't know what you're installing here. Maybe a console. You're looking for a lily pad. So that kind of gets you ducked slightly. Click for 3. I mean, that's fine. No ability trigger. Okay. Res cohort. Start turn mandatory. We'll turn this face up. And we'll just advance. There goes your money. So it's just a fermenter at this point. So again, this fermenter has been like controlling the game. With one more Stoke the Embers, and we threw out our business as usual on turn 1. Like, this actually doesn't matter that much until we advance it one more time. At least we're finally like dealt with all the agendas that have shown up. But next turn we can do install, advance, advance. No, we have to advance this one more time, right? Yeah, install, advance. Oh no, we can score this from hand next turn. That's good, because we can do install, advance, advance. So we have the 3rd advancement here, which works. And then we can res Revontulet. You take a tag, you lose 3 credits. Yeah, that's the window, you know, after crypto goes through. That means you'll lose 3. It's a B. This is fine. Selling the Unity, it's fine. Yo, Antoine, what's up? Hello, I also think Cohort Advance Vlad, Res Magistrate scored the bigger picture, 2nd tag was a cool line. I think Cohort Advance Vlad, Res Magistrate scored the bigger picture, 2nd tag. Wait, sorry? Score the tomorrow's headline, you mean, right? I agree. I think I like that a bit better. Can we not have the headline from hand, Res Magistrate? Yeah, I think I like that better. You're right. We can just leave this here because it was not going anywhere. I don't think I realized with a single advancement we're like threatening a 3-2. But I agree. I think that line's way better because then we keep the text on this. We res the Magistrate and use it. We're a bit bankrupt. But yeah, and then we can fire cohort as well. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Especially because like after that play, that's when you pull the thing off. Yeah, I think that's way better. So again, to do this play, we need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 credits. So we're not there. Send a stack of B1001 promos. Yeah. Do you have money for that? I think so. Drawing that sucks. We should have looked at the top of the deck every once in a while. Speaking of, man, if that was not there, I think we can score this out. It's a bit expensive, but we need to get this out of our hand. So I guess we do Regolith. I guess then we should start with the Stoke. 13 credits, huh? I mean, we should start with this. Ping, Spin Doctor, Magistrate Revontulet. Okay. 2 Revontulet is fine. I don't think Tron will be able to deal with this board forever. Look at their set kit icon. Hey, Croy. We just need money. Again, this line that we want to do is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have to hit Revontulet this twice. So I think we'll put Revontulet behind ice. And then we'll just take 7. Or take 6. Yeah. Yeah, I like that line a lot better. I think that would have coordinated our Tron a fair bit more. Yeah, what's the set icon? I do play with my JIB 1001s. 2 environmental testings and a Nuka? Oh, wow. I wonder if there's any way that we can flow attack to clear one of these, because obviously these are going to pop and that's going to be bad. So I guess we have to do just a bit of economic warfare here. So we'll res this Revontulet into this flat grid. We know the next card on the top of the deck is Revontulet. So we're bankrupt, but Tron lost 3 credits, has to trash a Revontulet, has to trash a Vlad Grid, and has a tag. So maybe that's something. This is like PC for People's Champion. Now, how do we win from here? We basically have to advance the Vlad Grid twice and say, like, you have to deal with it. Stoke does nothing in her hand. We have a Spin Doctor on top. We finally got around to sending champs who have likenesses, a stack of their cards to give out to whoever they want. As a bonus, I made custom icons for each one. That's sick. That's really, really cool. All right, Tron is drawn up. We want to fire Knick-Knack this turn. Coalescence would be our best install. The last Stoke, it's not possible. Musical Essence, that's good. That's like 2 triggers environmental testing. Like Tron's going to get out of this hole relatively quickly with 2 testings. Yeah, I think we definitely had to cook this thing to have more text when we could have done that. Now our money sucks. We need to get the balance somewhere. This can be iced up, funny enough, right? The question is how soon can Tron correct environmental testing? He'll probably install 1 more with Maggie this turn, then we'll get in 2 turns. So he's going to get plus 18 credits in a moment. Running HQ, not much we can do. 1 in 5. Fuck. It's bad, excuse me. That's not good. At least we're getting an Epiphany counter, am I right? But that's bad. You can choose not to steal with the Revontulet. I think that's what's happening here. If you don't want to be recognized as the People's Champion, then why are you the People's Champion? I would simply not be. Yeah, it was maybe a choice you could have made a while ago. I have implicit recognition of People's Championhood by NSG official will be the end of me. It's just a big play, man. All right, Tron's taking it down to 1 credit. I mean, we have no money. SMC is getting installed, so Tron next turn is going to have all the money in the world. So I don't honestly know what we can do here. So all the Stokes are out. So the only thing we could possibly do is a 3-2 with Vlad Grid with a single advancement. Wage, Spin Doctor Powers. Okay, Wage is good. Coverage. I think we have to advance this once. But like we can lose. We know the top of our ND is safe. We can't control it. So like deep dive here probably wins the game. Enjoy, Brennan. Off to lose at locals. Have a great match. I mean, off to participate in locals. Yeah, I think we're just losing to deep dive here. It'd be very unlikely that we survive. There's still 4 agendas in 18. You see more than half the deck. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we messed it up. We did not do enough to make Tron miserable. Yeah, we're on 17 credits. Yeah, good game. Yeah, GG. Yeah. Man, yeah, 68 Carl just gets enough money to keep going. Yeah. I think I mismanaged that early game a fair bit. Yeah, the core needed to stick. We needed to be meaner to Tron. Like we needed to score the crypto crash when it actually mattered. Like the crypto crash for 3 credits was silly. Had a good draw. Yeah, it seemed good. Like the early economy was really strong that Tron drew into. Like Tron had a lot of money relatively quickly. We had like 2 windows where we could capitalize, but our money was not there. So I wonder if we're just meant to empty the regoliths sooner than later, just to have enough money to do whatever we want. I need all 3 CCs to win that. Yeah, the creative commissions were really good. We got through all creative commissions, which like at one turn, I think Tron was on 1 credit and like drew the 3rd creative commission with more than half the deck left. So that's not good. We probably overcooked the oversell cohort line, 100% overcooked. I think we needed to keep the cohort to keep us pushing forward because we like really did run out of gas. We stopped like pushing ourselves forward. Hey, thanks for the game. But no Azimut. Losing the regolith here was bad. Like that was really bad, the 1 and 3 shot. And then the turn that we installed too many cards and didn't fire our own cohort was pretty bad. Yeah, we overcooked that. I wasn't here for oversell core because I was late, but that's a wild play. Yeah, I know. I had something off the top deck. And it was like I had an access to a Stoke, and I was like, I want to install the Stoke to advance another agenda, so I had to clear one of the servers. It's like, yeah, it's so not the play for sure. Hey, shoots. All right, let's run that back. Yeah, that was definitely not it. I think we have to establish our economy first. I'm pretty sure I was just trying to tempo out agendas as aggressively as possible, which I think that's what was happening when we played against Sam as Lou. But I don't know. Like, I know that over a long enough period of time, that Shaper deck will just do way too many things. Keeping core probably forced me to crack Fermenter to get it down. Yeah, that Fermenter was like really, really good. We could not stop you. So there was a turn to run that what we had to do is like, instead of scoring the Crypto Crash that did like 3 creds of damage, we had to fast advance the thing from hand and res a Revontulet. So then you have to crack the Fermenter and then we score the 4-2, the Crypto Crash on the table. I think that's the only line that puts you on the back foot. I think that must be it. Yo, Loris, what's up? The CA deck usually doesn't want to spend a turn partially emptying a Rego. Yeah, we never committed to a hard Rego empty. I think we have to. But yeah, the money was just there. Like, keep drawing, putting down good Shaper cards. Being able to throw in a big oppo is necessarily towards the necessity towards the late game. Yeah, we didn't threaten a big oppo because our money wasn't there. Like, Tron did trash our econ cards, which I think is exactly what you need to do. Yeah, there was one turn where Tron folded 2 tags. That could have been bad because if we drew one of our 4-2 agendas that is a 2-2, we could do that in Revontulet. Like we had a window. We drew the bigger picture, I think, 1 turn too late. If Tron ended his turn on like 6 credits, 2 tags, we drew the bigger picture, we like pull the rug out from underneath them. All right, Zaya. I'm not sure what Zaya does. Do you think we want to put an ice on HQ? Thanks, you too. Have fun. We don't really have the tempo cards we want, like things in a remote server. I think we're gonna mulligan this. The thing is, like, if you send in what's it called, a transfer, and we have 3 assets on the table, it's very likely we can duck them. Yeah, this hand ducks transfer pretty well, so I think this is fine. Nice. So we can't ice HQ, so we won't. Losing the Stoke from HQ is like a pretty big possibility here. 1 and 3. Maybe we'll get jailbroken. Maybe this is tag me, Zaya. But yeah, transfer is not super important to duck when you have 3 assets, so we'll see what happens. The deck includes Regos, often load bearing. It's weird how that is, right? Oh, it is tag me, Zaya. Okay, so we'll see how weird this gets. We can always hang up this phone, but I don't know how Zaya is going to afford to be able to clear this tag. Again, Hermes is a card. Penny Shaver is even a card. This one I'm not super scared of, I don't think. I mean, we could get like Mercury Rush down. But yeah, here we go. We're going to see every card in HQ. Yeah, all right. We're going to res a Revontulet, actually. So no, this run is entirely useless. That's good fun. Oops. Step 1 empty regular, step 2 play Netrunner. Yeah. Weird how that do be like that sometimes. So taking the tag even after we res a Revontulet, I don't know if they missed that, but like I would not take the tag here. They're going to get a credit back, but they have to clear the tag for clicking 2, and they're going to see a bigger picture. So the Stoke they can't steal because Revontulet was rezzed. But they'll be on 3 credits now, but they still have a tag. Like, that is a disaster now that the Revontulet's on the table. Like, they have to clear the tag? Otherwise, we have their money? Okay, we're going back. We're 50-50. Sick. This will be all their money, too. So it does play around bigger picture, which is good fun. Nope, that's not the one. Oh, how do they see 2 cards here? Oh, my God, because of Rotary. Rotary is not once per turn. So we're all the tags in. I'm not sure what do we do about that. We just win fast enough, I hope. Help. Just tags. I'm scared. Okay. We'll just name asset. So bigger picture doesn't do anything. It's a ping. That's okay. So I think we just like hang up the phone, click for 2, right? Because if they don't have money, they can't win because of Revontulet. So actually multi-access is just Zaya credits. Yeah. So we'll just, oh, well, you have to click on this. We'll trash Rotary. I don't know if anyone's ever done that before. We can click for 2 and still like bounce it, can duck it pretty consistently. I guess we should have Epiphanied first, right? Cohort off the top, Oppo into Crypto Crash. Okay, well, almost none of those cards matter in this context. So we'll put Cohort on the table in a new remote. We probably actually won't fire it. Just click for 1, I guess. We know there's an operation on the top, which is good. Can't believe Rotary has a drawback. Yeah, NSG hasn't really wanted to print full Tag Me cards, hence Seb, hence Rotary. I don't know why. Tag Me is, okay, I do know why. Tag Me is a bit like, you know, if you're playing an archetype or you're playing a corporation that cares about tags, it's just like a different matchup than if you're not. If you're not, it's just full value. So like I understand wanting to put, you know, fail safes on tag based stuff. I've seen a game where all 3 rotaries are trashed. Whoa. Rotary would be good if it costs tags to remove. Yeah, if I trash this a clear tag for them, that'd be good fun. So they should know that we know what this card is. Now, sometimes you still want to run it, but this is a credit at the end of the day. But it is an oppo. Again, they can't steal agendas. So even if they click for credits here, like they're in such a weird spot. Because if they click for credits, we bigger picture them as much as the crypto crashes on top of the deck. We probably do throw out the ping. Actually, maybe not. We have to hold on to the bigger picture. I think we do draw on the ping. I think we just need to get deeper in our deck. 1 credit, there's no asset you're expecting to trash in the standard format besides a humanoid. So I think you want to click for 1 here. They get information, but like, yeah, most cards cost 2 or 3 to trash. So I don't know if I bigger picture this. The memory of HPT has killed Tag Me in the minds of devs. Sag, yeah, kind of. They throw out a Tranquilizer. Yeah, that's not going to help in the matchup. So res the cohort, we'll get rid of the ping. At some point, a transfer might matter. I guess we want to do balance coverage first because we know the card, and then we want to break lock. Cool. So, no Epiphany. VSA on HQ is like fine. It allows us to duck a wee bit. Otherwise, I don't know what we're doing here. Yeah, I think we just put that on HQ to make things a bit more annoying. Like, this on remote server is also important because of B1001, but it's like, whatever. Antil's 1 to trash? Yeah, Antil and Humanoid are the 2, but I don't think you expect either of them in this deck. What I said was technically true. Antil's a really good 1-coster. Ooh, tread lightly. Okay. Well, they don't have 3 credits, so like this run doesn't matter. Spin? Yep, they're still on 1 credit. They do get the credit back, but yeah, I don't even know if we would have read the VSA. We would have resed it. So we have 3 more cards we really care about. Are we consider installing a Spin Doctrine server 4? Shut up, Lars. Yeah, I'll get to it. The thing is, they don't have money. They don't trash our stuff. They don't trash our stuff or steal our stuff. We don't have text. We'll get rid of the oppo, I'm pretty sure. So I guess we'll do cohort first. Great. We'll do asset. It's a VSA. It's not. Okay. Well, yeah, I should overinstall the cohort actually, because it's not doing anything right now. Vlad Grid's good. Install advanced. They have 4 credits. Do we just take their money? I think we just take their money, right? I could see us wanting to just take their money. Remove 1 tag. Vlad Grid, we can advance, which technically gives us text next turn. I don't know. We'll go from there. Maybe we shouldn't have taken their money and just worked on the crypto. It's called a signature move. I got a really cool signature move. You'll never believe it. What is he doing? The casters go wild. He's over installing his cohort guidance. Why? I did enough. Yeah, they're in hell. Like this is, you can't click for 3 credits into Revontulet. These accesses like are just clicking for credits. It's kind of technically fine. They get information. We should ask what the top of the deck is because we don't know. Man, I don't know if I made fun of Limes for this. I think I have after Worlds. But like at Worlds, Limes will come up and introduce himself to people, but he'll just introduce himself as his first name. And then people will be like, oh, okay. And then eventually they'll be like, wait, that's Limes, which I think is so funny. I think if you win Worlds, you have to introduce yourself as your, like the handle people know you as. We're just gonna get rid of the Czechists, honestly. Ooh, Botulus, cool. Cohort. Actually, no, we should do this in the other order because we're revealing information about a card. They already know this. This is not the right order. Shut up. We'll do asset. It's a shipment for Vlad. I mean, I don't want to do that. Do people do that? I mean, like, I would. If I want Worlds, I'd be like, oh, by the way, my name is Dan Dargenio. You probably know me as this. But like, I guess people know Dan Dargenio's name more than Limes. It's his first name, which I'm pretty sure is Rich. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. So we can like powers artificial crypto crash just to get 3 credits away. Technically, no matter what we score, we get 3 credits away. So that doesn't feel great. Bleh. Limes is top 3 chillest world champs. Yeah, Limes is sick. It is. Okay, nailed it. I was like, I should not have picked this fight if I wasn't 100% confident. Limes is like the nicest dude. Yeah, he's aimless. He's literally aimless. He doesn't know what he's doing. Oppo actually does matter because the amount of tags that our opponent has is relevant in this conversation. I don't know what we're doing here. Gotta win something to force NSG to put the incredible silly Lucian, Lily, and LL Blumeyer card. I realize now there has been only like 6 or so that came out less complimentary than I intended or so. Top 3 chillest? I mean, yeah, that's a small list. In Netrunner circles, even IRL, I am known as Cror. When someone does slip up and call me by a government name, it's super weird. Yeah, Cror. Yeah, I think, yeah, I would just keep saying Cror. All right, money's good. So we can just do the bad thing, right? We can do install advanced events. Yeah, we're going to do the very bad thing. Our opponent is not going to have a good day. So we're going to do, I guess, balanced asset. Nailed it. We're going to do turn a face card up. We're going to just like reveal a little flat grid. We're going to do that there. Then we can go put this one on this one. We can res this thing. We can go advance. And you know, all those monies that you clicked for all game, I'm so sorry. They're gone. I feel like such an ass. Oops, 9 credit gone. Oh, you're stuck in here with me. We're stuck in here with me. Yeah, we are JNet casual, not having a good time. Powers? Oh, shut up. Yeah, Powers was the play. But I'm not going to be like, can I take that back? I want to drain 9 more credits from you. Okay, yeah, sorry. This has been here since turn 1. I forgot about it. You're right. Never. We do need Oppo, which means like we want our Chris here to trash something. You use Powers to overinstall cohort? You know I would. I mean, it's not doing anything. It's already done. So yeah, okay. They trash Revontulet. Good. So we have Epiphany counters. That's probably for the best. Okay. So does the math say if we Epiphany the Vlad grid, it needs to have an advancement for us to do the thing, right? All right. We're going to play another Revontulet. That is the way we are. Again, we did this in the wrong order. They saw this. Embedded. Okay. So that's good. So, I mean, we just do evil stuff again, right? We probably should do a small little Oppo here. Oh, God. This is like the worst Netrunner. Like, I mean, if I got into this game and this is what Netrunner looked like and I played Netrunner, I wouldn't play Netrunner again. This is awful. This is not fun. How is the runner meant to have fun in this matchup? Show me where the fun lies here, right? Like it's, and admittedly, that might just be, you know, a mismatch between the expectations of the lobby. But like, if this was what my first 3 Netrunner games look like, I would not continue the game. I'm out. What do you mean this peak? It cranked. No, it's awful. I'd be like, I lost 9 credits. Okay, I'll trash this thing. They reinstalled another copy. They res Powers at B because they remember to. Just the worst. Okay, wow, they clicked for 3 credits. You know what we're going to do? Can you imagine what we're going to do this turn? Can we score 4 points this turn? Oh, they're on Détente and Rotary. Whoa, glad we iced up HQ, huh? We're going to see. Yeah, we might do the signature move here, honestly. There's a small chance. Okay, I'm not cohorting. Planogram, fine. Okay, signature move. Res. New remote. Advance, score. You no longer have money. We can install an embedded reporting. We can't score it out. F. We almost had something cool here. Do we get a 3rd Magistrate Revontulet? This is a nice deck. Oh, thank you. Thanks. It's the deck list of the week. It's really rude. Apologies. Yeah, it's rude. It's really, really rude. I don't know if we can score another agenda here. Shipment can score it. Oh my God, you're right. But then we take away money that they already don't have. Yeah, F it. We'll win in Rome. We can get a counter? We don't need a counter where we're going. So now we can trash the cohort because like we've done enough. It's all fair game. I mean, I would not be as graceful as our opponent. Our opponent here is fantastic. Joe, how's the birthday? Happy birthday, bud. Time for everyone to land the text on embedded. No, I know what it is. I decided we don't want it. Like, actually, maybe it was fine because we were meant to spin doctor back the what's it called? The one that wins games, the shipment. Like that probably was fine. Yeah, generally it would be fine. But like any agenda we top deck, holy shit. Okay, wait. Is this a problem? No, wait. I have further actions. This is going to destroy the Vlad grid. Not on my watch. I mean, not on my watch. We'll just put one. This is going to do nothing. We'll take this away. We'll take this away. Oh my God, that's so sad. Oh no. The charm offensive did nothing. I've never seen that. But we had the tools to just like rug pull. And boy, did we rug pull. Oh man. Yeah, the cohort was safe. If the cohort wasn't safe, the charm offensive, we would have installed on top of it. That is the strategy. You never want to get your cohort to get trashed. They can't steal here, but they are getting like Zaya credits. All right, any agenda wins the game. Cohort. That one should have been on the deck. Yeah, this is just gross. We should have definitely fired the powers once. Hey, GG. That was disgusting. And that's what I mean. Like, if your economy doesn't keep up, this is the sort of game you have. And it's like awful. Hey, cheers. Thanks for the game. Like, I wish there was a credits lost stat. There's not a credits lost stat, right? We made them lose 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like, we made them lose like 20 credits, I think. Yeah, the charm offensive would have been sick if it landed. We were in full control there on that, which is good. The prison sentence is admittedly shorter than previous era time served, though. Yeah, it's at least a fast game, which is, I mean, that's good. Do it, you coward. There's a credits gain stat, and they spent, and they're at 2 credits. I missed it. So what does that mean? They gained more than 2 credits, right? Also, tag me to this deck is a terrible choice until you have me. The thing is, like, I'm not convinced they're a tag me deck. I think they're like a melange of like cards that they enjoy, which like sick. I live for that. That used to be the coolest way to play this game for many years. And then Flashpoint happened and Mumbat happened and you can't do that no more. But like it has 2 consoles, got charm offensive. Like it is playing the cards that this person really wants to play. And like that is the coolest expression of Netrunner. And I'm out here being like crypto for 10. I'm the villain in this story. You know, I was thinking Epiphany should have an asset like Hostile, which gives tags instead of damage, and then I realized I reinvented CTM. But honestly, like, hey, I have no doubt the designers are right there. Yeah, first time they're trash, take a tag. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's easy. Rewinding, runner credits gained 30 plus 5 starting, spent 17, so 18. They're at 2, so 16 credits lost. Yeah, that sounds right. There was like one turn we scored an agenda where they didn't have money. So yeah, our stats, our personal like brain stats were inflated. Because we did a double score. We did a 6 credit loss. Like imagine having a double score where Revontulet actually does take away 6 credits in a single turn. That's disgusting. We can have Magistrate in crypto. We can have Magistrate in Bologna. I don't think there's any way Bologna's coming back anymore. I think we're so far beyond the pale. Just beyond the pale. You just can't have that world. What's the most amount of non-dividends agenda counters you can have in your score area if you're playing as Impair? Okay. Woo. As playing as an Impair. So you have a couple issues. Well, you can have as big of a deck you can. So the question is, how many agenda counters are there in every faction? Oh boy. Non-dividends. Basalt Spire. Transport Monopoly. I felt good about that one already, so I've already won. Proprio Negation, Lotus Haze, Flower Sermon. Does NBN have any? HB? Does HB have any? That's already like a lot. Yeah, Flower Sermon and Lotus Haze are a bunch. So like I'm not counting, I'm just counting the number of cards and then like you can do the math, I guess. Does NBN have anything with counters on it? Yeah, Remastered Edition. That's a counter. Oh, this should be a bad matchup, right? Yeah, Remastered. Oh yeah, Next Big Deal has a counter on it. 1 counter. Yeah, that's also true. HB, does HB have counters on it? Lightning Laboratory has 2 counters. Yeah, Jesu, Lightning Laboratory. Lightning Laboratory has 2 counters. Stegodon should have counters. It doesn't. Thanks, you too. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about that list so far. Okay, so against Seb, we want to be able to duck transfer turn 1. This hand does duck transfer turn 1. Seems good enough. No, it says specifically non-dividends, because technically for dividends, the answer is infinite. So the whole thing falls apart, right? Okay. I don't love this hand. Random bullshit, go. So we'll see if we get the transfer turn 1 from it. Tungsten Fermenter, Amanuensis Nuka. Okay, so they want to float tags, and if it floats tags, like, it's not going to be great for us. 5-3-2? Oh, and they're scoring it, right, because they win the game. Okay, so that's a different question. Yeah, so the most has to be Lotus Haze, Flower Sermon, and then Basalt, the game's over. Badge into a Spin Doctor. I think we're... Fuck, that's not good. Oh, that got bad. I think we have to let them have this, because we get a counter. I get my revenge on my very mean friend by building extremely unfun Jinteki Grinder deck once I got my SC legs under me, so I can't be that mad at him. I mean, Jinteki damage is really fun when you're getting to the game on both sides of the table, honestly. All right. Don't worry about this. Don't look behind the curtain. Do we gain 6? Do a small little oppo? I could see that being relevant. I don't see anything else we're doing. Say take one of those to the chin. 2 little tags. Now Seb's text. Most of the Seb cards that are good are blanked when you have these tags. Besides Transfer Wealth, which is going to ruin us. Oh, Word on the Street, Spids, you're right. Yeah, you could have more because of Word on the Street. Yeah, Word on the Street you can add. So this is going to get destroyed by the Gourmand. Oh, the badge actually made this shit. Why did we do this? Haze Sermon, Lightning Lab, Basalt gets you to 12. Oh, yeah, because you can score 2-2-2. Yeah. And then you win. Hey, Sindarin, how's it going? Okay, don't run HQ. You did. That was a good. That's good on you. That's the best. That's a good one to have. And that's a good card to have, sort of. Okay. Spin Doctor. Nice. So I was gonna say, do you know what the next cards on top of R&D are? Don't anymore. Okay. Yeah, Solidarity Badge is really bad because they're just gonna remove a tag a turn every turn, and or draw a card. Like this matchup was a reason why you saw less Epiphany. It's still winnable from my understanding, and that's like welcome to Load Bearing Fermenter. Gonna keep it alive and well against crypto crashes. So like we could stick a B and just say you can't trash more stuff. Again, a transfer will happen sooner than later, and with transfer, I guess you want some tag ice on HQ. So I could see doing a VSA on HQ and a B1000 on a remote server. It's not brilliant. We could also advance this once and say you have to deal with it. But if this has an advancement on it, we have to like top deck a Stoke, which is not incredibly likely. We also want to empty our hand. Like Stoke in the bin is a lot better. So I could see us doing draw VSA HQ. Oh God, why? Why does it have to be like this? We didn't have to draw 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We didn't have to draw 10 points in the top 15 cards. I think what really hooked me on Netrunner was playing a Yomi heavy Trigger Light PE deck. I really liked not so much the Trigger Light Yomi decks. Well, no, I did like playing them, but I did like tempo, like PE, like, you know, what's the name? Fetal AI PE, like scoring PE, pop-up window PE. Yeah, we're assuming this is standard, I'm pretty sure, Limes. Charm? Okay. Fermenter's getting ripe? Be a shame if something happened to it. Okay, Wage Workers is good. We can advance this once. We can put a B on the table. Powers that B on the table is actually probably more relevant. No, we need the B to deal with because Devil Charm is probably going to contest this ice for a transfer. And if you delete this ice, you're going to end up with the tag. So I think we want to have the, what's it called on the table? The B. Funny enough, removing the tag from Seb. I guess that doesn't give an upside, huh? What about Eternal where Alice isn't a dividend card? I mean, everything. Beal's not a dividend card. You never psychographicsed out, what was that HB one that when you over advanced it, you had to take a bad publicity and destroy their cards? That card I over advanced a lot in psychographics and custom biotics. All right, at least this stays, which means, can we do something? Ah, that's our top deck. That's our top deck? That's what we needed on the deck. And then we could do something here. Why is that our top deck? How are we 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12? We drawn 12. We 4 agendas and 33 cards. Karma? We didn't deserve this. We haven't been doing that well. Our last opponent had a good time. So we can do the headline, but I don't really want to just do the headline, especially because of the fermenter. I mean, the Solidarity badge. Yeah, I think we have to hit it and hope that we find a Revontulet. We do. We do find a Revontulet. But we could have done that Wage Workers last. The crimes you committed, we did not destroy the cohort. There was literally 0 crimes going on. All right, don't worry about our hand. This is like cool. This is genuinely cool. Our opponent has a 10 credit play. We might have wanted to purge there. They have to crack this now, though. Something I learned is that whenever you ask a question like, what is the most X can get in Netrunner, the answer is ludicrously more than you'd expect. I mean, there was like that thing of Worlds is how many cards can you access? And the answer was all of them. Oh, that's a nice little treat for us. There was like a puzzle that on this board say with this many credits, what's the most cards from R&D you can access? And everyone was like doing their math. And the answer was like the whole deck, all 49. And I don't think I understood why. All right, that's going to go down too. And he probably float a tag, which means at least the bigger picture will do something for us. Eternally exchange of information to get a Vasher on your score with 4 agenda counters. Is the text relevant there? I feel so unequipped for this matchup. So the next card matters. Because it's a bigger picture. Bigger picture will swing the credits pretty heavily. So I think we have to do that. Trashing Manuel, I mean, like Manuel's really good in the matchup because often you put the agenda 2 cards down on R&D when you refuse to draw with your thing. We could score the headline, but again, we need a Revontulet first. So we draw, we'll Epiphany, then we'll bigger picture, I think. Balanced. Planogram's good. Balance is good. Regolith. I guess it's going to be the Regolith, right? We'll remove a tag. I love how 0 is like an N6 option now. Like, would you want to do nothing? All right, badge for a card, I guess. Maybe their money dries up. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought their money was going to dry, but instead they priced for a friend of a friend gaining credits. I mean, that's sick. Good for us. Oh, they're on 11. They were on 0. Now they're on 11. Okay, that's fine. Ear was really good one to B, but Regolith is going down. This matchup is cursed KCDS. I mean, yeah, this is why you didn't want to do this for a while. Man, you know the sort of like we can't have moshing, and then someone prices out a friend of a friend hitting a strike fund. At least they lost a transfer in Praxis, I guess. PMK, we're doing good. How are you doing? I mean, when they give you this button, you hit this button, you don't think about it. Oh, we have a cohort to trash. That's really good. We at least can trash cards now that we have extra cards in hand. I think Iru is like... Manual is actually a bigger issue, especially because we're not on threat. For Praxis, we should put Ice on Archives, but the Ice on Archives only works if it's... well, it doesn't really work. But if it's like specifically... Yeah. An Oppo draw here would have been good. Install the Vlad with cohort for sure. I mean, they can coexist. I think we trash the Manuel before it has text. But like, we can't stop a Praxis meaningfully. I think we have to advance this once, and then I think we ice it up. I'll throw out the cohort. I wonder if that shows that we're flooded. So they have to do with the Vlad here. They're checking archives. Hold on. I got a button. 4 goes back. Yeah, you can see my garbage. Still holding 8 points in hand. Yeah, this is a single axis, not using the Iru button. Good. Sick, sick. Good card in the matchup. That's okay. What's with the core trashing? Did I miss something? No, I had some like really good plays earlier that people thought were like You know how sometimes you come out with a fashion thing and like society is like, you can't do that. That's absurd. And then over the years they realize like, wait, no, we should all wear bikinis or whatever. It was that kind of thing. I did my signature move. Oh, that's good. We did draw that. That's sick. I guess we just take all of its money, which is only 5. But like, I guess we're just flailing at this point. And we can actually score another agenda next turn. These 2 out suck because now we only have 1 more tag punishment card in all of R&D. Yeah, at some point the cohort just doesn't do anything. You want to get rid of it. Yeah, Gourmand is a good answer to this. In theory, we should be installing more with Epiphany than from our hand because tempo. Gotta go in a minute to make a dinner with my wife before I do. What were you thinking about building tonight? I wanted to play Epiphany for 3.5 hours. That sounds facetious, but no, I really want to learn this deck because it is a very interesting deck. And also the more you play it, the more interesting it is. I'm going to try and say Zomdraft's version after, which has a weirder agenda suite, and see if that just like doesn't do what it's doing to me tonight, but that's kind of it. Yeah, triple Epiphany is kind of sick. You know what our special move here? You know what our signature move is. We install a cohort for hand, then we Epiphany a cohort on top of it, trashing it. Then we Epiphany a third cohort on top of it, trashing it. Like there's no ID that can trash cohort as consistently as we can with a second cohort. Like that's kind of cool. I mean, I guess we'll put the B on the table because you have to trash it. What are we even cohorting with this hand though? Like if we had a Revontulet, make sure to res it. Yeah, we should res it every time. That's really good. Like I got nothing. I guess we should have done this in the other order. Hold on. Like I'm crashing out. I'm literally crypto crashing out. Like what's going on here? Keep Epiphany and hope for wage workers? Yeah, we can do the 4 cohort play, right? I can't hold all these damn agendas in my hand. I mean, send Iru. I don't care. No, actually, we do care. That's 2 points. For real though, you could overinstall cohort with another cohort to give it fuel to put an advanced on agenda. Yeah, sometimes it's correct. Like, let's be honest. Slimes is talking the truth here. Sometimes you need a cohort the cohort just so the cohort has text. And maybe we should have been confident to put an agenda on the table. I don't know. Maybe that was the right thing to do. Praxis, yeah. You take the tag instead of breaching, so you can't stop this with B. Cool. Recursion card that gives you econ and a gourmand. Oh, we're going for a fermenter. I mean, that's fine too. All right. 3 installs, single click. Love it. Sick. We were meant to stop that somehow. I'm not sure how. Okay, that's why they install a gourmand. Let's go. Let's just start rolling. Let's just start doing things. Don't want to stoke. Cohort for a cohort. You know it's the right play. So we need a Vlad grid. We need an Oppo a year ago. We need more money. Moonpool Magistrate. Ping. I mean, a hard end to run would actually be worth something here. Otherwise, we can just go as horizontal as we can. Of course, yeah, they get value. They're gonna hit a steel skin off of this. No, they hit a lake hit Praxis. That's good. Moonpool goated here? Yeah, Moonpool's actually pretty good here. Maybe the tomorrow's headline was an overextension. Yeah, Moonpool was what we wanted. We could have actually used it. I wouldn't worry about that too much. This all seems good. The worry is that with the gourmand, they're not going to use on this, so they'll check something else. You cannot gourmand agendas, so Revontulet will be like asking you hard questions. Yeah. Time to make burgers. Enjoy the burgers. Catch the stream live for once, Islander. Hopefully everything's going okay, huh? I hope the next game goes a little smoother. I mean, it'd be hard to imagine that it doesn't. Actually, no, I think it's going to go better. I think we're turning the corner on this one. I think we've turned the corner. Okay. So there's a ping next. We can just score the headline. Business advances 2 cards. I mean, that's fine. We could basically just say you have no money for a bit. Make sure to use the business. I don't think I'm gonna. We could also leave this headline and score out anything else, but none of these other agendas actually make sense in context. I think we just do this. Oh, we can remove fermenter counters. Well, that's a good card, actually. Yeah, actually, that's not that bad. BAU purges. Yeah, it doesn't purge. It removes all virus counters. That might have been relevant when they're on 0 credits. Actually, no, I regret it. Kind of cool. Yeah, threat 3 text on this is legit. We've been like losing to fermenter. We actually threw out business as usual in the first game against a fermenter deck, and we lost to fermenter. This card's cool. Shame that solidarity badge means that this tag does nothing. Oh man, yeah. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter here. They just have the money to deal with Revontulet. Yeah, that would have cooked me. Yeah, that would have been really good. It was our first card that we cohorted out, and that's why we had to trash the cohort. Because, like, come on. Hopefully they just get a lot of money here. Like, I don't think they're playing sure gamble. But, like, maybe they could just, like, get a lot of money and pass the turn. Like, it is hard for them to keep up with the table. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, exactly. Not skipping a turn is huge. I saw this in, like, Wayland Glacier for a moment. It's like, oh, that's kind of sick. Okay, so we installed the Moon Pool. We can install the Stoke. We can advance it. That's not enough. So we have to score one of these 3 2s. Yeah, that's why we had to trash the cohort for sure. The deep cohort, lower reasoning as to why I was correct is getting good. I mean, my favorite thing is at some point, and this is like not responsible, somebody tunes in and they're a newer player and they hear me confidently spouting out the worst reasons to do the bad thing I did like an hour ago. And then, you know, you take it for face value because what else do you know? Yeah, sometimes hard lessons, huh? So we can install the Moon Pool. We can install the Embedded. It's not very good. I think you push behind a ping. Yeah, me too. We know they're going to transfer this. But the only thing we can push behind a ping is like the Embedded, which I'm not feeling great about. Maybe push Moon Pool. Pushing Moon Pool is better because we can do the crypto crash. Yeah, I like that. Wait, no, we don't have money. We can't do any of these things. Let's get a money card. Yeah, fundraising makes money, right? Fundraising must make money. I'm pretty sure fundraising makes money. Oh no. Oh, that's weird. Weird how that is. Loss of price. Sick. Again, they do run out of a deck at some point before the Audrey comes down. No, because we're gonna get transferred. We have to res both of these. I'm just gonna sacrifice this to the Elder Lords. Remember, you can advance once for free with BAU. I don't see how that's relevant. Oh yeah, sorry, for free because the card's free. I get it. I get it. Yeah, Moon Pool with a Stoke is a credit positive. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. Like, I don't know if we want to fully bottom out here. They're struggling to be financially relevant. On 4, we're trying to make it kind of sweet where they want to go for a transfer, but they're pretty sure this ice costs 2. So like the transfer is not that great. Yeah, I kind of want to keep the business as usual. What the fuck? I mean, that's fine. I mean, that would ruin us. This card is, I think this card's actually worth considering into the HB combo meta. This card's actually kind of sick. So they lose no credits. Somehow they have our number. They take a tag, which means they can install something for free. Man, this matchup is cool, huh? And we can just stop this. Would Post be good with Magistrate? What's Post? Yushan, how's it going, by the way, bud? I've out here counterattacking for PD. Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's a nice way to get yourself a bit of multi-access and actually like stop the combo. It might not be fast enough, but they generally don't ice HQ too hard against Anarch. Post. What's Post? Come back when we have all the courts in the bin. Glory. We saw 3 in the same turn. And you know. Oh, with Post Truth? Oh, maybe. It could be, I guess. I'm not sure. Anytime that we see that, like, I do think GNK Kit is doing that, playing 2-1s with, you know, the guy that hurts people. So maybe. I do think the version is, I want to see the version that Draft is playing as well. Not that this is not a good version. I'm just like, I want to see the difference because I'm more used to this version. He says, obviously not knowing what he's doing. That's it. Okay, start turn. We're on 1 credit. We can't make money. We can't click for 3. Technically, like if you have to trash this, you're gonna end up taking a tag. But the B1001 is doing something. Runhound has no money. If we click for straight 3, I've been bringing post-truth magistrate. The powers of Vera to locals is very fun. Yeah, Vera is like the sort of card you want to have in a deck like this. I think the deck would have to be more of a kill deck, but she's like 1 credit too expensive to res, it feels. Hit the button. Federal fundraising. This card makes money, I'm pretty sure. So I'm trying to play Stinky. I'm really interested. Yeah, exactly. I think we can find the list. It should be on what's it called? Raindrops Nights. It should be on the internet. On tournaments.nullsignal.games. I think we just straight click 3. They can trash this, transfer us, and then I guess we res a moon pool. I don't know. Thing is, when you res a ping, they just drop like a crew. We haven't seen a single crew, and now with Hannah on the table, it's like you can check a card every turn for free. Feels bad. Hey, Eru, that's fine. The top of the deck is safe. They are taking a tag here, so we can end the run with B1001, but I think we know this is a totally safe top of the deck. I think it's a federal into, well, I literally forgot into a Vlad. Shimon from Vlad. So that's a good tag for us. Yeah, now they're checking this. They can't trash it. Did we finally make them run out of money? Like, we might actually BAU to purchase a fermenter. Moonpool? Yeah, why are they checking cards? They can't do anything. What did I miss? Nothing, Limes. It's going good. We're on course. The chords are dead. What are they doing here? Was it right to res wage workers and triple credit last turn? You know what? I forgot we had wage workers. Oh, they're running archives. Forgot that was a weakness we have. So we can moonpool this. No, we're gonna lose. I forgot we put points in there. We can moonpool to advance something, but I'm not paying 3 for that. We seem to be quite poor. Yeah, it's been a recurring theme. I don't want to shuffle R&D. Yeah, you purchase Botulus. Oh, I don't care about the proxy. How's it going? I don't care about the Botulus. I rather care the fermenter. Because at the end of the day, the Botulus, like, it's the same as going through the VSA. It just saves the credit. It doesn't actually matter. But you can only purge 1 card because it doesn't purge. You like poke a card and say, purge this card. So it doesn't actually purge the whole table. It's not like literally a purge. We've never seen text like this on a card, I don't think. All right, federal fundraising allows us to be not really safe against Eru. And we're on game point now. Wow, Oppo. Love to afford that. I guess we do a Stoke the Embers play off of the moon pool, but then the top of the deck is not known. We lose to Eru like 10 out of 10 times. We have to purge the fermenter. I wonder if we just do an Oppo. Yeah, it's only 1 card. It's a really weird card, huh? Again, there's no card like this. It doesn't say purge. It just says pick a card, empty. It's for virus counters. I want the Oppo. But if we Oppo, that's all we're doing. We get to like business as usual Oppo, which is good fun. They have to figure out how to get the credits to get their stuff up. We're not installing 1 card a turn, which is like the worst thing we can do. In terms of like installing a card, they could get money not very often. We've seen 2 strike funds, no steel skins. So, oh no, 1 steel skin, excuse me. I'm not sure. Wage workers triple credit Oppo? Yeah, it might be that, but I wonder if we have to like purge the fermenter. I think we just keep the top of the deck safe. We just get money and get an Oppo and say like do something. Just a good old pad campaign. Are we at the point where if someone says pad campaign, there are people in chat who say like, what does that mean? And I mean that in totally a non-derogatory word. It's just like, we have to understand what are our like milestones. You cannot moonpool the Stoke using BAU, purging the fermenter, then you still have to B to stop Eru. You can? B to stop Eru. Oh yeah, we always can just beat Eru, you're right. I wonder why we're playing this leech. Top of the deck is really good for us, it allows us to score out. The event equals credit 1? No, it just says get a credit a turn. So it's a 4 trash cost, 2 res cost neutral card that just says gain 1 credit a turn. It was the most pure Netrunner card ever made. Everything else was just an homage since then. It was sick. It was an original core set. That would be prepaid voice pad? No, this one was better. All right, they cleared 1 tag after seeing the thing off the top of our deck, and they popped the fermenter. So we can crypto crash them? No, we have no money. I have forgotten we have no money. All right, luckily fundraising gives us money, right? So we'll do... triple credit install balance. Chill. Eventually they run HQ, we would lose, but until then, they have to deal with the B1001 first. Event equals credit. I mean, I agree. Pad campaign. Oh, that's pad campaign. Yeah, that's a credit for an event. Yeah, which is also a 2 credit install. Okay, Friendo, they have $1 billion. Next turn we have to crypto. Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, I do want the money from this. They can play the whole game on less than 7 credits, it seems. Okay, we lose this most of the time. I'm not going to fire Moonpool because then we have no chance of winning. We're just going to try and get this 40% of the time. Oh no, we're going to just be this. They can't do this. Why don't they have a tag? Oh, because of the leech. Yeah, that's on us. Yeah, we always survive that. It was silly that it went for it. Like, there's no shot it hits that 60%. Okay. The ordering here doesn't matter because we're going to shuffle. So we have nothing to purge. Yeah, that was a double charm, not a leech. Okay. Yeah, we're saying the same thing. So we're going to crypto crash 1 credit. I mean, I hate that. I think we had to do the stoke the embers. It's better. We also could do embedded to keep the top of the deck safe, but we have to keep the top 2 safe. So I wanted the Vlad Grid in hand because that's probably how we win. I don't want to draw 2 cards though. Done. No. Okay. So I think we can do this. Install, advance. Yeah, it seems good. We get a bit of more money back that they can transfer us, sort of. Yeah, they can transfer this money, actually. This is a bad play, isn't it? Yeah, this is a bad play. And I can't undo that because I saw the card. But yeah, this is actually going to give us money so they can just straight transfer us and we'll be at 0 because we have no way of ducking anymore. What we did was bad. Yeah, we had to do the embedded the crypto there just so we didn't have money for them to take. Because I don't know, some people are playing fewer transfers to get some like more weird stuff. Like Nuke is in this list. That's not super normal, but I think there's probably 1 more transfer and we're going to eat it in the face and it's going to cost us the whole game. I mean, it's too late to do anything else. We're going to get blown out here. Like imagine having, oh, just make this confusing. Imagine having all these counters. Maybe a single transfer. I'd be surprised. I'm pretty sure that they just replaced the Ashen with a Dr. Nuka and called it a day. But like they can see 2 on R&D. There's so many ways this is bad for us. I think we should have scored a different agenda. Maybe keeping them embedded around is good because a Vlad Grid could close the game out, but we need a Vlad Grid on the table to be able to duck a transfer. How are we still in this game? The ideal would every corp is just hedge fund, pad campaign, Prirec, Rainbow, and Prisec. Everything else has been a mistake. It's been downhill since Rainbow. They transfer here, we just quad credit up. They kill wage worker and we're back at 0-0. Yeah, I guess you're right. Hero for 2 probably closes the game. No Revontulet. Perfect. This is scrappy. I don't know what we're doing. I think scoring the 3-2 might have been better because you installed ping on HU. Yeah, I agree. And also we could have even got counters. Hannah for tempo. Running HU, we're happy with this. So we could trash Eru if they float a tag. It costs us a card from hand, but I don't think they're going to be floating a tag here. And then we can control, so we can know if there's an agenda, we can draw it into 1 and 5. They probably don't have another eye for eye, so they're just going to get singles off of HQ. And we can get a ping there. All right, let's go. We have to win with this Vlad Grid, though, and having slightly more money. Wow, that's good. So we can make sure the top of the deck is safe. So we just want to do federal fundraising. Then we put a ping on HQ. So we just draw the ping and we leave everything else. We do ping, Vlad, credit. And if we top deck the 3-2 through the federal fundraising, we can win off of BAU. I think we only need 5 credits, I think. Federal fundraising gives you money, right? So we'll bottom these 2. Oh no, we need ice for transfer. No, we have the Vlad for transfer. We'll be fine. No, we want to keep the top 2 safe. So we'll do triple install credit. They lost a crew. That's probably their last crew. I don't know if they're going to be able to break this. They need Audrey. Maybe we should advance this once, but with the BAU, we could be okay here. Epiphany versus Seb matchup, who's really imprisoning? I mean, it does not feel good. We had a really bad start. I can't believe we're still holding on. Missed a joke about Federal earlier? No. We've never made that joke before. Nothing to miss. And like, we can just shoot the moon here. We can do like 2 Federals, and with Epiphany counter, I think we're like, with the Vlad grid and the 2 Federals, even if we find a Stoke, we can win, right? If we find a Stoke, we install a good advancement, then we do advance BAU. Yeah, we can win. Oh yeah, we actually can win here. What the heck? We're legally allowed to win here? Well, we need to find embedded or Stoke off of the Federal. And or we can always have 1 top rope a turn. Huh, do we just Oppo? I could see us holding a turn to do Oppo. Oppo doesn't do much. It turns on... Yeah, it doesn't do much. Yeah, we could get lucky. We have to basically see 1 Stoke is left in the deck, 2 Crypto Crashes, 1 embedded. I'm scared of drawing though. Draw 2, rip Epiphany, simple as. I'm scared. Pull the slot machine. I will for you. Okay, for chat, I'll pull the slot machine. Holy shit, we got both of them. Yo, chat, you're so good at this. Damn, I don't know if I've been brave enough. You get this far, and then it's like, oh, it's the last 2 meters of the damn marathon. It's like, do you want to do a cartwheel? And you're like, yeah, I'll do a cartwheel. I've got this far. That, like, you shouldn't do that. Man, that we hit both of them. That's amazing. So advance this once. I did it right. Well, business as usual. We'll place 2 advancements. We'll purge the leech because, like, that's kind of nasty. We'll res. We'll transfer those over, and that's how you win the Seb matchup. It's that simple. It's not even close. AGGG. Yeah, that was a lucky ending there. Felt quite cornered for a long time. Whew, I mean, eventually they ran out of money in fermenters and can trash things. Got to play to your outs, especially with only 9 cards. Yeah, 9 cards in the deck, I think we're really likely. The thing is, like, our outs are not that different. Like, if we just do triple credit Oppo, there's not that much they can do anyways. Like, they can't see cards on R&D, and so we have another turn to do it. The only thing they could do is maybe they, like, get money quickly and trash the Vlad grid. And if they do that, we're cooked. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. The money was really good for a while. The price into what's it called? Strike fund in Friendo into Friendo was a nonsense. Yeah, their money was actually pretty good for a while. Man, the issue is all the cohorts. Like, you just have to trash through them, huh? Draw 10 agendas, step 2 panic. Like 4 agendas in R&D and C3 of 9, very low chance of whiffing. Yeah, for sure. A choose. Yeah, I don't know who this is. Yeah, neat win. Yeah, we got there. The embedded was there too, and we also could have done the embedded. This is more fun because we got more credits at the end. But embedded was another option there. There was, I think, only 2 agendas in the deck that whiff, and there was, I think, 4 in like 10 cards or 11 cards at the start of turn. So yeah, embedded gets there. These 2 cryptos didn't get there. The problem is, like, if this whiffed, then our opponent can Eru archives. I guess worst case scenario, we can put a ping on archives, and then you can only see the top card of R&D, and then we hope. That was the other option, because I don't think at this point our opponent can break ice. Like, maybe it has 1 Rising Tide in its deck. Maybe it has 1 more Botulus. But, like, the Audrey needs to come down for 3 and they have to trash something. And I think all the Gourmands are in the bin. So, yeah, there was maybe a line there if we really whiffed it that we could pull back. How's everyone doing today? It's 10:30. We've been Epiphanying. Man, big Epiphany fans. All of us, right? Actually, no, I am. I do like Epiphany. It's fun. It's interesting. I just want to do some really quick news here. 2023 Q3 Game Night Kit now available in stores near you. $18 USD. Not too bad. I'm going to be picking up these. Now, I'm running GNKs in Montreal. So in Montreal, let me know how many of these you want to pick up. Reanimation Protocol, one of the coolest arts in the whole set. Nice to have that as a full art. Fits the frame really good. Transfer Wealth does not fit the frame really good. And I don't think that this is like NSG saying that they won't make an alt-art transfer funds or transfer wealth, because they should make an alt-art transfer wealth. Because this is just the screen and it doesn't show the runner here, which is kind of weird. Like, screen, I think, doesn't do it. I guess it's okay. I have my own transfers from Continentals. Maybe you do too, but like, that's fine. That's not bad. I actually like full arts way more than I wouldn't say than alt arts, but more than maybe you think the average person does. Like it takes effort to, reformat this and do this, but man, like full arts are sick. I want to have a full art deck, and they're also like friendly to newer players. Like there should be more full arts in the world. NSG, do more full arts. They're straight. They're sick. They're really good. Also, for a little history lesson for those who don't know, this screen here is actually the exact screen in terms of the numbers 50428995 from the original card that this is based off of now twice in a row of Account Siphon. Yeah, so that's where the reference is. So it is a bit of a cheeky thing where you get the bar. Instead of transferring GNK, it's transferring NBN modernly, but those numbers actually are like really good reference numbers, which I don't know if that was in the spec of the art script or whether Oliver knew that, which is good fun. Reanimation is pretty unexplored. I don't know. I'm editing footage right now from from 2026, the Montreal districts. And there is one of those like, never build a remote server fast events wiki decks with bad publicity. And like, I just think never make a remote server fast events decks are absolute brain off stuff. Like they don't make good. I don't like them. I just don't like them. I don't think the game should support that sort of play style. And this is good in that sort of deck. Like a way to get bad publicity is nice without interaction. I also do think that this card was a bit better when there was a bit more ice destruction, like playing this in Nuveng against Seb, I think was actually pretty good. It is probably a bit underexplored, and especially if Nuveng is just worth playing on its own. But I agree. It's an homage to Siphon. Yeah, a very big homage to Siphon for sure. I use full art for my 2-player core draft. I think it's sick and perfect for core box. Yeah, I like full art so much. Agree to disagree on this not being good. I've warmed up to it over the last 3 minutes. I agree. As the Siphon homage, okay, I've warmed up to it. You get less reanimation protocols. Ooh, interesting. So that's going to be harder to get. But yeah, man, good piece of art. That's great. Shout out to Oda Nuvo. Cool. That's a local. Anyways, that's the news. Let's go and try and find a Zomstraf's list. Oh, no, there's more news. There's things this weekend. I'm not going to be going to this, which kind of hurts because we've gone to most of these and they're great. But Toronto Megacity is just this weekend. Toronto has fantastic organized play. They have really great prize support. I've been feeling, oh God, I'm going to upset Cror in chat one more time. The crunch of how much prize support you're allowed to offer hurts me. It honestly hurts me. I understand the goals behind it, but like, I don't know. I want to make more things for people. There's an end of line here. I don't know if this is like canonically a TTC bus, but this is quite nice. This is Scott Aminga, who is a local in Toronto. Attention customers, there's no service online due to mechanical issues. Shuttle buses will not be provided. The shuttle buses will be provided as a very TTC thing from Toronto, from my understanding. That's the Toronto Transit Commission. That's sick. And generally there's always a bunch of interesting art and stuff. Like there's usually art commissioned for Toronto. At least there has been in years. I'm assuming that now gets lost because of the changes. But yeah, that's this weekend, which is great. Upcoming, there's some other stuff going on. Yo, SRN, welcome back. I compared this year to last year and I'm giving attendees so much less when they travel so far. Yeah, I agree. And like, I think attendance numbers are down across the board. I don't think it's because there's less prize support directly, but like, yeah, I don't know. I want to give out more stuff for sure. It's a sick banner art. Yeah, I don't know if that's original or not, or whether that's from this. Otherwise, there's a mega city in Berlin, which is a lot farther away, but that's awesome. Looks like there's a lot of folks going out to that as well. And then there's a mega city in Cambridge, which is in the United Kingdom. That's not the Cambridge 6 hours from here, which is great. Now, next weekend is the on the West Coast here in Canada is one of our mega cities, the Vancouver mega city and Vancouver NPC, which is great. In terms of some alt arts, we have a Let Them Dream, which is some sort of, I think this is the science building, right? I forget what this is. I think this is the Science Center on the water in Vancouver. I've never been there, but Sindarin put this together. There's some NPC tokens, which is sick. I don't know if I've seen this before. Those are definitely Ken's. And that is again this weekend as well. And of course, you get the NPC pricing there. So that's next weekend, which is great. And there's probably a lot of other stuff going on this next weekend. Yeah, there's a casual tournament in New Jersey. Oh, one thing I wanted to show, because it was last weekend, it was the BCTK, so the Business Casual Tournament Kit, which this is just a CTK, so you kind of like do whatever you want to some extent. And Kevin put this together, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Kevin put this together, and I don't know if I'm going to see the image, but people made like prize support with like ties. So you could get like custom business ties in a color that had the emblem of the different corporations on them, which is fantastic. Again, I don't have the image. Ken, hey Ken, how's it going? I don't have the image. Maybe I'll be able to share it next week. But there was some really, really cool prize support that Kevin put together for this. It looked like great. Looked like a great event. A lot of people came out for this, which is awesome. Shout out to Funky Man taking it as well. Real fan first at BTCK, and you can't hold back the tide first at BCTK. Castle Tournament at the Wizard Chest in Denver on Sunday. Yo, let's go. Are you forced to play the Wizard's Chest at the Wizard's Chest? Like, how does it work? Are you required to? Or is it just like good form? Because like, I can't imagine going to a game store that has like, you know, a card named after it and not putting it in the deck, or not feeling weird if I didn't. Good stuff. Moosey Hot looks like the Tidebreaker's Moosey Hot with Touchstone. That's good. It's good Netrunner. It's fun. And then we have You Can't Hold Back the Tide, which is just a fast events version. This is the one like the Bears were playing. It's on 2 Melias and Ingotens. Okay, there's nothing like the Bears version, but it's on the Ingoten version where you play 8 agendas. Cool. Very good. You get disqualified otherwise? Yeah, I mean, that's only good for business. The restricted prize support was a bane this year. Let's hope for a change next year. Yeah, I think there needs to be a middle ground. I'm not very excited about it. Sorry. This also, I'll share this link in the description. So this is specifically something that Lucy put together. And this is meant to be a cut math simulator. Now, I haven't tried it. I don't know how it works exactly. We'll find out together. But the idea is that a lot of players have this question. Hey, it's going into the final rounds of this tournament I'm in. We have, X players. I have this many wins. What's the chance I can make it into the top 16? And so what this thing does, it simulates 10,000 different, random outputs, random permutations of the tournament that you're currently in. And it tells you basically the percent chance of if you ID at the certain round or if you win or you lose, what is your chance to make the top cut? I don't know how this works yet because I'm opening it for the first time, but I'll share this link. I think it's just cutwatch.nro.run, which is hosted on the NRO website. You want to paste in the tournament URL. So it looks like you just paste in the Cobra link here. Let me throw this in chat right now. I haven't tried this before. I'm assuming it's sick. Looks really nice. And Lucy does great stuff. But that is a question that often comes up. Like, what do I need to get the tournament? This is for only single side switch, Lucy's saying, which is going to cover you for most cases. But that's awesome because that's always a problem. As a tournament organizer, someone asks you about cut math, you're not allowed to answer anything. I don't know if I'm allowed to recommend people to this website. If a judge is watching, let me know if that's the case. But yeah, I'm assuming the math behind this is fine and it will simulate and give you a good idea of whether IDing or 2-for-1ing or technically not 2-for-1ing. It's a single sided Swiss thing. Or there was at the Montreal Biosphere. Was able to see that when I visited last year. No, that was from Vancouver. I think that's the Vancouver Science Center. The Montreal Biosphere does look similar to that as it is like a geodesic dome. But yeah, no, that's from the West Coast. I have never seen that place in person. The Biosphere is pretty sick. Cool. Link in the description. I'll test this out between streams to see how it works. If you click on a player, it should be fairly straightforward. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to add in a tournament just to give it a good try. The thing is, like, it needs to be a tournament that doesn't have a conclusion yet, or like doesn't have a top cut conclusion. So I don't know what we're gonna do. If we do the summer showdown, like what will happen here? So if I put this in, reprocessing a tournament shown previous calculation until the new one is ready. Safe and hope. I guess it's calculating in the background. This one's probably a bad one to start on because it's a massive tournament, but I guess our progress bar is working in the background. So we'll just let this cook for a minute and I guess we'll come back to it. But it is doing its permutations of the tournament, and then we can click on a player and then see if there's another round. I'm not sure how it will work with the top cut. Lucy will probably correct us, but I might be using this incorrectly. That's for sure. Hey, actually, no, this is what I wanted to open up. So I think we're in the good space anyways, because I wanted to go to standings. It's also got elimination rounds, so I'm 0% confident we'll spell a result. Okay, yeah, because this does already have these rounds, so this is probably a bad idea. But our world champ here was also playing an Epiphany list, and I wanted to check what this one is because I only got to see it a bit on coverage, and I couldn't see exactly what the deck was doing. It's another Epiphany list, and it's on 49 cards, I'm assuming, except the agenda suite is different, and we're on 2 Oracle Think Tanks, and we're on 2 copies or 3 copies of Let Them Dream, which is an agenda that we can score out. But in terms of like our agendas, none of our agendas really hurt the opponent that much, right? Like Think Tank gives a tag. Freedom of Information is tag punishment. Stoke the Embers is our fast kickflip, but we're on no crypto crashes. So that's like a kind of a big difference here. So we can't like blow them out. If we want to blow out our opponent's money, it's Magistrate Revontulet. Otherwise, we have all the coverages. We have the fundraisings. We have 2 regoliths, the powers, the wages, the cohorts, and that's all kind of the same. We have the same business as usual Vlad combo at the bottom, 3 oppos. We have 1 IP enforcement, which if you're not familiar with that card, it's tag punishment that takes an agenda out of the runner score area, which is pretty cool. And then we have slightly more ice, right? Like we're on the pings and only 1 VSA. We have 3 doom scroll, and like a 3 cost entry is actually a pretty rough thing to run into. So I kind of get that with 3 subroutines as much as you only have to break 2. And then a single mess and chestfo, which I actually like the mess and chestfo a fair bit, especially when it comes to the sometimes that errant token that you have with scoring the Stoke the Embers. But just having again a 4 cost and the red code gate seems relatively fine. Again, Buzzsaw doesn't deal with it relatively well quickly, which is good. This is also a Vlad grid deck, and like Zomsdraft One World's playing the 2 Holloman list, which I always found to be a bit surprising. And so even seeing Zomsdraft shift to this means like there's something definitely to talk about here. So what I do now, it worked. Wait, it worked? Well, it's still working, so I'm not 100% sure. Just putting the biggest tournament? Yeah, this one may be a mistake, but like I guess we'll get to see a lot of results, so that would be kind of fun. Now, I don't know if we can just copy paste this in. We might be able to get away with this, but this is going to be the Zomsdraft Freedom of Information. The Zomsdraft Think Tank version, which is going to be good. Refresh? Really? Nah, not yet, but the bar jumped up. So if we keep refreshing, we'll get there eventually. Deck builder, new corp deck, copy paste. Change to Epiphany. Good. Zom drafts. What's this called? Summer Showdown Stink Tank version. Standard illegal. Why? Oh, because the agenda's. Oh, because tomorrow's headline doesn't copy paste over, right? Because of the apostrophe for some reason. Cool. That's good. Otherwise, it looks pretty similar. It doesn't like headline. Yeah, the apostrophe I know has been an issue in some instances of copy pasting. I'm not 100% sure why. 100% in the logs, it's failing because there are elimination rounds. Okay, I'll grab a smaller tournament before I queue this up. So excuse me if you're trying to snipe. Let me just try and bring a smaller tournament in. I just think like, I don't know a tournament that doesn't have, I guess we have to find a tournament that just had Swiss rounds. So maybe we can find the business casual tournament kit. Toronto GNK probably didn't have top cut. Yeah, okay, so we'll try this. We'll grab this one and we'll feed it in. This should be fast. There's not as many players compared to the 200 player tournament. All right, reprocessing tournament. Toronto GNK will bounce back to this. Wow, okay, so how does this work? So if I'm Lady Duckland, how am I meant to read this? Okay, let's do the king. The king is safe. Gregor can, I don't know how to read it. See, I can't see too many numbers all at once. I don't know what I'm doing. But say that I'm like Gregor. It's saying that I'm allowed to ID here to make a top 4 out of an 8-player field. And maybe it's a strength of schedule calculation. If there's a top 8, everyone's going to be safe, right? By necessity. Yeah, obviously everyone's safe. Oh no, someone bubbles on 7. Yeah, okay, that will happen. But yeah, if it's top 4, these players basically know going to the next round, they're safe no matter what they make the top cut. I think this is saying that Gregor can ID. I'm not sure why Ultra Filter can't. Maybe it's a strength of schedule issue, but on 300, I'm assuming this would be right. Also, why is it 000 here? That can't be right for the king, right? Like, I don't know what this column is labeled as. The king should be, yeah. Lucy, I probably have to slow down and figure out what this actually means. But like parts of this look good. I don't know what this top part is either. Interesting though. These are the different permutations of this. Just look at the Reading district link I sent you. You have no idea what's going on here. All right, I have to refine that. 1 second. Give me 1 moment. Lucy, copy, visit. Okay. So this is the Reading one. So this shows a bunch of the players. This is the top 8. So these 3 people can ID. These 4 people seem to be safe, which makes sense. Again, Melias is on 27. That's ridiculous. We have 21, 18, 18, 18. Now, these are the lower strength of schedule, so they can 18. But these players have to play, it seems, to make the top 8. Speaking of the king, you don't want to know how many cards his loot deck was last weekend? I think you told me. I think it was like 80, 70 cards. I think the decks are just getting bigger and bigger. Tiebreakers have a problem. Okay. If I click on someone, say Omni Shambles, I don't know what this means though. So these are the different records that have a chance. Okay, so if you end 730, you're 100% in the cut. If you're 631, you're 100% in the cut. But if you're 64, you have a 50% chance to make the cut. I'm not sure what side balance means here, but yeah, I guess I definitely have to look at this more because obviously this is interesting. Yeah, and you can see the number here. So if this is your final score, so if Omni loses this round and goes 6-4, they only have a 50%. But like Knight from Chess, even if they lose this round, they have a 93% chance of making the cut. So that's why the ID is guaranteed to be safe, right? Dull Bulb also like is 6-3-0 going to this round. So if they're 6-3-1, they should be able to ID. And if they're 6-4, they have a 98% chance. So out of the 10,000 simulations, there were some amount of simulations where all these players won their matchups and then strength of the schedule probably kicked Dull Bulb out. Neat. Side percentage chance you get to choose your side in round 1 of cut. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So that's actually really important because you definitely want side choice. So that means basically you're in the top 4, which is obviously more likely if you win as opposed to ID. But not a huge difference, like a 5% chance of not playing the round. But if you lose, you have a 50% chance to make the cut. Like definitely you ID there. I guess it's up to your opponent. The thing is, like, I don't know if the ethics behind this is, can you show this website to your opponent and be like, the math is correct. Look at the math. You'd be a fool not to ID. Like, I feel like that would maybe be coercing. Maybe that would fall outside of the organized play rules. I can't 100% tell. This seems cool. I definitely want to like check in on this while I'm at a tournament and see if it like, mimics my lived experience. I'm assuming it does. Imagine we're in a lifeboat. Hey, Ian, how's it going? Exactly. Yeah. You got to tell them about the lifeboat. The only thing you're allowed to do when asking for an idea is asking for the idea. Yeah, okay, Crower. That keeps it very, very simple. Because I know people have conversations like, you think I should do it? And it's like, you can't have that conversation. Of course they do. So if you increase the round count, you'll see what it looks like if there are more outstanding rounds rather than right on the cusp of the cut. Can I just say like more rounds, please? Yeah, I can. So, okay. So now we're saying the tournament is going to be 12 rounds instead of 10. So then the math is going to get way more fuzzy. Yeah. So now like Melias is on 27. It's the only safe player. Because even if they lose every single round, they'll make the top cut. Well, Meether can ID all the way to the end, being on 21 points. Yeah, that seems correct. That's what you'd assume. And then you see all of Kikai's different like paths here, where like if Kikai loses every game from this point on, there is a very small chance of making the cut. So Kikai can lose most games and still make the cut, which like shout out to Kikai. Okay, that's cool. I like that a lot. Ask the judge if you should ID. They have a fiduciary responsibility to give the correct advice. When people ask me, I'm like, I can't help you. But saying it like that gives me so much like personal. I just feel good being like, I cannot help you. I know the answer and I can't give it to you. It just feels good, you know? You need that. Builds character or whatever. What are these rows up here though, Lucy? What's this about? I don't understand this. It just seems to be like these rows multiplied up here. But no, not even. I guess, oh, these are the chance of making it in for every single standing. Okay, I got it. So if you're 27, you're always safe. If you're 21, you can ID in this round. If you're 18, you have a chance. 15, you have a chance. 12, you have a small chance, which that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Oh no, because it's earlier in the tournament, yeah. Top ones is the aggregate, which is really helpful in early rounds. Yeah. So the top one is basically saying this is what you're aiming for, and these are the percentage chances based off of that. Oh, someone joined and left. Oh, my bad. The best part of being a judge is denying players. Yeah, Crow, you know what it's about. I know why you got into this business. It's like, it makes me feel younger. Like, I think I'm draining life. Where individual player data has high variance because 10K simulations across many possible outcomes. Yeah, that makes sense. Essa. I don't know how bad that's meant to be. Essa might not have the money. Fatal Fantasy. Hey. Best of luck. We do have stink tanks and stuff to put in archives, which is like a nice little treat. But here we have a federal fundraising and a powers. I don't know if that's good enough to hit a table. A lot of the Essa decks now are a bit bigger than you'd expect. Some are playing both Chestushka and Finality. I think 2 Chestushka is what I've seen a fair bit. I don't know if I love this hand. Like, it's nice to have an ice on HQ, but I'm not sure, like, if I guess we're worried about Chestushka turn 1, aren't we? I just think, like, Essa we can overwhelm by putting more cards on the table. Yeah, this seems similar. Like, we have Regolith balanced. We have an Oppo. Okay, that's not good. But we have a lot of one-pointers, so maybe there's a lot more accesses. Hitman Essa? I don't know what that means. Speaking of Hitman, hey, that James Bond game. We should draw once. I'm on Steam sharing with my family. So games just show up when my brother buys a game. And my brother and I are like very big Hitman fans. He plays a lot more Hitman than I do. And he did just pick up the James Bond game, which is huge because it's like $100 and like that doesn't make a lot of sense right now. And I played it for about 2 hours today over lunch, and it is good. It is good. It is not like a Hitman game. It's not like an open world puzzle game, but it's just like a really well-crafted action game so far. Just saw 47 Hitman was the first thing that popped in my mind. Yeah. Gonna go to bed now. Lucy, have a good night. Answer questions, catch you all on the VOD. I'll check out for sure more. Yeah, I mean, like, support games. If people don't buy games, people don't make games. That's obviously true. I think we can just give a Let Them Dream out as a little treat. They have a lot of clicks this turn, but I'm not super scared about a running hot here. The thing is, we don't see how many clicks that our opponent has until the running hot resolves fully, so you always make kind of a bad decision. We'll just do that. Stink Tank, Let Them Dream. I mean, good enough. But yeah, I've only played through like the tutorial and a half, and it's a really good tutorial, which is kind of fun. Are they going to check 2 cards? No, they're checking a balance. They can't trash it. It is slightly too expensive. I'm a huge Hitman fan though. And so like the way that the game feels also kind of feels like being in good company. You can just come back. Feels bad. You technically don't need to trash this on turn 1. The thing is, like, you generally want to trash when you're going to trash 2 things. And on 5 credits, I'm not sure our opponent has the economy to trash 2 things. Does huge fan mean YouTube needs to stop with this top chat dance-ons? I don't really see it too much. Observer or player? I like playing. What do you mean observer? All right, we got an Epiphany counter. They're on 4 credits, so we have a small oppo, and I think we will deliver a small oppo before we play Spin Doctor. Throwing out a steel skins, okay. So I think we just do Rego twice, so we gain 4, and then we do an oppo and see what happens. We want to keep our hand healthy, because the healthier our hand is, the more likely it is we can sabo from hand. Oh, I play the games. Yeah, no, I play the games. I do play games. They're fun. All right, Vlad Grid, that should stick. Has a big butt. We can start with Epiphany here. The Epiphany could hit the Vlad Grid with the business as usual on a further turn. All of our Stokes are in R&D, which is nice, but we want Revontulet, so let's just try and put stuff on the table. Magistrate ping, tomorrow's headline. Okay, it's good. We'll put the Magistrate on the table. Our opponent doesn't really have a lot of money. We can put the Vlad Grid on the table and we can advance. If we get Chistushka, knowing the top of the deck is also like very cool into the matchup. So I think we'll just advance this for 1, and then next turn we can do tomorrow's headline business as usual, and maybe even like trash, heaven forbid, a Nurse Han or something. We also could just do the Regolith for 3 credits, but I don't know, Regolith for 3 actually seems pretty good here. Because we have the BAU, we don't actually need the pre-advancement. I like to watch the Hitman speedrun competitions. I did like playing it back in the day, but I haven't done in a while. Yeah, I've watched a fair bit of speedrun stuff. Like shout out to Atrioc and the gang. That stuff is really good fun. Paladin, okay, I mean, we could target that with the tag. Mine defeated to top chat. I didn't notice you responding to my messages. I still didn't see until I changed to all messages. Oh yeah, no, on my side, everything looks normal in restream, so. Ooh, Hannah's probably a better target. Now, they don't have money to lose to Magistrate, which makes me not want to do it. But if they don't have money, checking archives is useless, which is like really fun. We might actually want to put a ping in front of the Revontulet. Ooh, throwing out DECKLISTS, sick. So no money is exactly what we want. We want an opponent with no money. So I could put a ping on the Revontulet. We know there's a headline on the top of the deck. We could do Rego, ping, advance this once, and then keep the business. I think that's probably fine. They don't have the money to trash this, so this kind of forks a lot of different problems. We know the top is a headline, so sabotage is a thing, as much as, again, Magistrate, definitely worth protecting. Sometimes you do play Pinnles and Essa, like cheap operations are nice with the Ghost Tongue, but at the end of the day, if you can't protect them, because you take core damage, it's a lot harder. Ooh, lost the finality. We have to sabotage 2. We don't want to trash the top of the deck, because we want the tomorrow's headline. We haven't seen a Spin Doctor yet, so I think I'm getting rid of this ping, and I'm going to get rid of this shipment. They'll love it, but we know that the top of the deck is that we really, really want it. Price, hit a Strike Fund. We're going to get a cheap Nuka. I think we have to knock out Hannah here for sure. And they're going to lose all their money. So we do install, business as usual, res Revontulet, trash Hannah. Seems good. It's a nice little play. That's nice. That's really nice. I feel good about that. We have still a pretty good board state here. 1 card in hand, though. Business use low-key so filthy. Yeah, it does grow stuff. And then, like, you still have to deal with this thing, which is really good. Like, Hollow Man's a lot easier to deal with. They're still stuck in 1 credit. Good. So we don't know the top, but we don't have counters. We could just double advance this and say go, like double advance Regolith. It puts us down to 6 credits. That means next turn we can do install and then score. Yeah, I think we just keep double advancing this and say, like, you have to deal with this or the Revontulet and see what happens. I guess we get blown out by Gourmand, but I don't know if you have slots in Essa to play all of that. Good money, Strike Fund, that's nice. They can deal with it. Ooh, sure gamble. Let's see if they trash it. If they don't, like a Crypto Crash off the top would be so disgusting, but we don't have a Crypto Crash. So I think like this is pretty good for them. If we score it, let them dream, we can bottom an agenda, but we can bottom an agenda from archives, which is like pretty good against Essa. So we can do install, advance, advance. We go down to 4, they go down to 6, they go up to 8. I mean, I'm just going to get points on the table. We need more money here, but this puts us closer to Oppo. But yeah, we can steal from archives, which is nice. So we'll search archives and we'll put a let them dream on the bottom of the deck. That's cool. We're in game, we're technically not on game point, but like you have to deal with this stuff. We definitely want to draw more econ soon. Like so far, they've lost 6 credits to this Revontulet. I want to build a deck that plays Revontulet and plays FUT, and I think that's probably an AUCO deck, and it's probably a good deck. I wonder if you just can't spend influence to do tag punishment. Well, I guess you probably don't have to play tag punishment, but I could see yourself playing something very, very, very aggressive with all the must trash cards. Our weakness, Fermenter. Marrow? Okay. So we can get rid of this Revontulet. The Doom Scroll, probably not super relevant. I don't want to go to no cards in hand. We lost Doom Scroll. Okay, that's fine. Hand size is there. Chistushka. Okay. I'm good at rip 4 from the deck. I mean, putting this on HQ is now good. We know they're on Chistushka. They're probably on more than one. So we also lost Freedom. That's fine. We lost a cohort and a wage workers. We can get decked out. They did not steal a trash. We didn't get a counter. So we can advance this one. So we can Doom Scroll HQ, click for credit, I guess. But this is only good if we draw, get a counter, which I don't think this board state is going to actually get a counter anyway. There's a prison list floating around between Logic Bomb and QTM out of AUCO with FUT and Magi. Yeah, I could see it. We played FUT in like early poetry and just had a good time. Be like, oh, it's a tempo deck, but also you have to deal with FUT. As much as we don't have like a strong kill line, and it was like fine, it was good. Powers that be would be the best draw to get stuff out of the bin. Pinhole, okay, that's sick. So we threw out Revontulet. So at least we're gonna get a counter. That can't be right. You sure? You want to go a different server? Yeah, for sure. Stress. Undo. You know where you want to play pinhole and not tell your opponent what you're touching? Our opponent made it very obvious what the pinholing and like, oh, okay, on this board state, of course. No. And yeah, not a problem. Oh, heck yeah. Good luck on the weekend, eh? All right, so they're running archives. We're going to pinhole their Revontulet. We'll get a counter. That can matter if we top deck a Stoke because we'll have one Epiphany. Wonder what they're playing on the weekend. Oh, that's on me. The weird interaction where you flip Arca as Fuji but don't steal mags and they can't read Genesises. Oh, yeah, that is weird. Yeah, because you can flip archives and never be forced to take damage. Huh, interesting. That's a good flush. So they're going to end up with a tag here with the 1 click and they'll take 3. So they turned on the op on our hand. They also did not give us 2 counters. So I like this play. We did trash a lot of cards off the top. Now this Stink Tank is annoying. They have to take it without the Revontulet. And that's the thing. They can run archives and not take these agendas if they didn't want to take the Oracle. Any reason to not fly into Montreal Metropolitan Airport? I see some airlines go there. There's 2 big airports in Montreal. One of them is like only for cargo. So I don't think you can go there. So the only airport that I'm aware of is Pierre Trudeau. So I don't know what airport Montreal Metropolitan is. Like I literally have no idea what airport that is. I just know Pierre Trudeau is Pierre Trudeau. Let's hit it. No, I didn't find it. B, balance coverage, federal fundraising. So balance coverage gives you money. Federal fundraising doesn't. So I think we go for the balance coverage. I think we do ice it up. East Coast across the river. Porter seems to go there. Metropolitan Airport, Antoine will know this, is a new one for Canada. Travel only right now. I think there's no reason to not go there. Okay, so it's new. So it's only for local travel. I mean, Sundarian, if you want a guinea pig, test it. It seems like you can check reviews online. I have no idea. Probably it's okay. But yeah, that's for local. So it's probably way closer. Okay, so we know the top of the deck is B. Okay, we got money. They have to trash this. They'll have 8 credits. We know if we draw, we're going to have to get lucky. We'll have a federal fundraising, so we can do draw, double install. See what happens. Yeah, that's cool. It's nice to have like a local airport. Yeah, if it's just Porter, that means it's Canadian. So they don't have any international security. So I'm assuming going through it would be way faster. Hopefully it's way cheaper too. Can I ask, Sundaran, what does it cost to fly to Montreal? I'm assuming it's for Worlds, right? What does it cost to cross Canada in October? It's like surprisingly expensive. It always is. But I think airlines right now are expensive and Canada's bigger than you think it is. Or than most people think it is. We'll do federal first. Again, we can get it. Oh, we don't have an Epiphany counter. Our opponent's doing good at robbing us of Epiphany counters. So federal Messney balanced. Messney's hard for them to deal with. They generally play a Buzzsaw, but Begamut doesn't deal with it. So we could do a Messney from the Blood Grid and actually push, but none of this actually does anything. So we'll draw everything and we'll reveal the balance coverage, I think. Yeah. So now our big threat is Oppo, but we've spent 2 of them as much as we'll eventually have the money. So it's an asset. Okay. I'm using my RBC Avion Air Miles, so it ends up around 190 no matter what airline I take. I mean, that's pretty good. That's not bad at all. So we'll do a dance. We'll ice this up. The thing is, like, our opponent has to interact with us for this to actually be a relevant card. Unless we top deck one of the 3-2, which I think we only have no more 3-2s in the deck. We only have a 3-1. As an American who will probably drive into Winnipeg, I assume that'd also be an option for me. I don't see why not, but I don't know the intricacies. Drive to Winnipeg, fly locally is what I mean. Oh yeah, I have no idea. I haven't flown ever across Canada or like internally through Canada, so I couldn't tell you. Oh, that sucks. That's a good pinhole. Yeah, they're on 2 pinholes. I'm assuming it'll be cheaper than flying from the States, but it might actually not be. You got to do your own border crossing, which is nice, but I have no idea what like Winnipeg costs to fly out of from. It can't be particularly busy. But yeah, maybe it's reasonable. Raindrops. Oh wow, we can res a Doom Scroll for most of our money? I'm okay with that. Take some cards out of hand. Give a tag. We want a Revontulet. We only have 1 more. I feel like we milled a lot of good cards. Oh, this is a Raindrops though. Yeah, it's fine. The tag matters, especially because we knocked out an Echelon. And yeah, that's good. Draw 3 cards while they have to clear tag. They're gonna have to discard a whole bunch of these. Still is good. Like they're getting through their deck. We could hard end the run here with the B, but like hitting the Vlad Grid and HQ doesn't matter. I'll see if it allows booking. It's a bit cheaper, and the international reception at Montreal Airport is incredibly austere and unfriendly. Oof. Really? I haven't minded it. All right, so it's a hard fork here. So you have to clear the tag and just like remove cards. Best case would be a buy bans for 1 with Ghost Tongue. But otherwise, like the daily cast is challenged and you can't lose the daily cast here, I don't think. We can show the top card of the deck with the balanced first. We might as well. It's another federal. They're floating a tag. Oh, damn. So we can take their money away. They have actually some like asset, not asset tech, laser tech. Like they're on Game Dragon. Kind of cool. Like Tungsten Tailor, I think, is showing a bit more play than that card in the sort of slot in Anarch. But I've seen decks, like we saw a bunch of decks from China that were playing both from the last Wuhan tournament. Okay, so I think we can just start with the balance and show we know the asset on the top of the deck. And then we can draw. We have Bigger Picture as our punishment. We have IP Enforcement, which can take away the Oracle Think Tank, but remove the tag. We actually have a fair bit of punishment that actually aligns here. Federal Ping Cohort. Bummer. Cohort we want. Federal we don't really need. Ping we want, because we haven't seen a Fractor yet. So I think we're just going to double install Trash the Daily Casts. We have an Epiphany counter, but I'm like going to use it on this. So we still have all the Stokes in the game, so we should be hitting the button. We'll trash this. Advancing this is a bit expensive, so I think we'll just put the cohort on the table. We'll get rid of this ping. Yo, Jara, what's up? How you doing? Hey, noobs. Hoping to get from Melbourne to Canada at the end of the year. My partner's best friend lives there. It's like, how long is it? Like a day of flying, I'm assuming? I don't know if you're trying to come to Worlds or just coming for another reason, but yeah, hopefully it's a good trip. I know all the folks who fly in from like basically going anywhere from Oceania. It's like a huge travel. Any insight on this Mr. Hyobu deck I'm hearing about? No, I'm not sure, Joel. I couldn't tell you. I don't think the list is published anywhere. I'm assuming it's a deck list that like needs secrecy to be good. That's like the pessimism about Hyobu. That they're doing a good job clearing our board state. Yeah, there's a Hyobu list that did all right at the last tournament. I don't know if the runner side did it well. Yeah. All right, we're getting our money, but we're not getting our filtering. We know the top of the deck is a ping. No, it's a federal fundraising. Yeah. Again, their money will slow down, and now they're on 9 cards left, and I don't know what the recursion angle is. It might be, targeted with Harmony. Oh, Katurga, that's recursion. So this is a safe run here. We know this is nothing. Never been to Canada, but always wanted to go and maybe try to time it with Worlds. I mean, that's a great way to do it. I've heard Canada pretty much commonly compared to both Australia and New Zealand, so I don't think you're gonna be too far away from what you expect. But like Montreal is just a lovely city. Okay, so now we don't know what the top of the deck is. So YOLO. Nailed it. Spin Doctor is important. We have to pre-advance the Vlad grid, but the Spin Doctor does so much in the context of the matchup for like a bunch of different reasons. So they probably don't have enough pinhole. We could start with the Spin Doctor to get options. I want to advance this card once, and then we can put a Wage Workers on the table. I don't know if Wage Workers actually matters. They could just take pot shots on R&D here, but we need a Spin Doctor back elegantly. We haven't got sabotaged in a minute. There might be one more finality showing up, so I guess we could ice up R&D. Again, I don't know if this Wage Workers actually is relevant here. I think I'd rather advance this because with the Stokes in the deck, this advancement goes pretty hard. Wages almost matters. Yeah, it almost matters. Like, our opponent might not be checking cards on the table for the next little minute if their money's bad. But like, Powers would be one of the best top decks here. You're meant to Epiphany this turn instead of drawing with Spindo? You think? What were we looking for? Just so we know the top of the deck? I think you're right. That, yeah, Ian, maybe we just want to hit Epiphany every turn so we know exactly how dangerous the top of the deck is, because then we can, you know, Essa and then we can Spin Doctor. They're just tanking this. I mean, that means this run's going to end. I'm on board with that. That's really good for us. Oh no, you lost to Begamut. Oh no. Oh no, all the fists, all 4 of them. We're all alike down here. Androids. Our friends we salute. Give us all our NSG won't swear on their cards. Top deck info is worth 4 cards while 2 cards. Yeah, I agree. I think top deck info is worth a lot. They all good? Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. This card on the table is either has to be a Powers or a B. So that does get them pretty bad there. They paid 2 credits, took a net damage. We did clear the tag, but they're probably not on 3 Chastushka if this is one of the lists that was played at the last tournament. Misread B, that's fun. Yeah, yeah, real cool one, huh? Makes a lot of the ice. Yeah, good old Jai. It's like wild that there's an alt art that I want to play more than this one, because I love this art. Marisha's such a cool, great artist. Hours that be 1001. All right, so we don't know what this is. It's a cohort, so we'll discard it. So we'll hit the button. We got a Stoke, so we can do the thing, and we have a Freedom off the top, so we can shuffle if we need to. So we'll do Stoke into server 4. We want to Revontulet, but what can we do? We're going to have to sabotage 1, so we actually could get the Freedom off the top of the deck, which probably isn't it. We'll place an advancement on this, and we'll do advance. We'll res, slide, gain money. Feels so good to do it. I guess we'll advance a Vlad. The Mess and Chesto advancement doesn't really matter that much. So the card on the top of the deck we don't want. The card underneath it is a spin, so we want that one. But this is just a blank 4/2, we're assuming, because 2 oppos are in archives. I think I'd rather bin that. Yeah, I'd rather bin that, I think. Stoked to obliterate this burger. How the game's been pretty good. We actually won a game that I don't think we were expecting to. We're now playing Zomdraft's version, which like we don't have the crypto threat, but we're just like scrappy. I made my triumphant return. I forgot Chastushka had text. I almost exclusively used the full art. Yeah, it has poetry on it because the Chastushka is like some sort of I wouldn't say battle poem, but it's meant to be like a punk poem of resistance. I think it's been a while since I read that Wikipedia article. The word doesn't translate to anything to me. So we have a chance of winning here. We do have a chance of winning here. We know the top of the deck is a Spin Doctor. So we'll do Asset, spin to win. Yeah, let's just hit the button. We hit a Stoke, we win. Oh, Oracle, we also win. That's cool. Yeah, you can just keep training. Just rip the train. Nice. Felt good. GG. Good luck on the weekend, Fantasy. They were dealing with their board. The pinholes were really good. You saw how much the Revontulet mattered. I felt like we slowed down for a bit, and then once we got the balance coverage, and they couldn't deal with it. But like they're at the bottom of their deck, so in terms of they have to figure out what the breaker situation is. They're usually, I think, on 2 Begamuts, like an Echelon, maybe a Revolver. The Buzzsaw's here. The thing is, like getting these breakers down is maybe cheap enough for the Paladin, but like just having the money to use them. Because at this point, 2 Fermenters are gone, 3 Sure Gambles are gone, all the strike funds. Like I don't know what they do. They just don't have money here unless they play like a Harmony and bring everything back. We haven't seen one player install a buffer drive so far. But yeah, maybe. It's a worker song? Yeah, that sounds right. My biggest regret was forgetting to bring my Jai Bees to Worlds for him to sign. I did. I remembered, and I feel so good about it. But like, I think you might run into Jai at some point sooner than later. We had a really high bar to beat with Jai's B. Mauritius is so good, but I agree we smashed it. Yeah, no, it's good. I was surprised that that was the card that Jai picked. It wasn't a card I associate with Jet too much. I thought it would be like a sick Asa card, like a fully op or something. Let's go. It is 11 o'clock. We can get like 2 more games in. Hey, it's plural. Plural's great. Mostly hot. So this is probably one of the asset tech ones. Actually, maybe not necessarily. It's on 46 cards, but there's definitely 2 Fuenos in here. Hand is great. We technically couldn't just take a transfer to the face. We can mostly dock it with federal, with Regolith Magistrate. If that goes through though, and Plural plays an econ card first, you just trash this and we're in a bad spot. So I think we could just do triple. Yeah, we can just do triple install. Like worst case scenario is Plural gets sure gamble into transfer, biffs the transfer, then has to clear the tag and takes on the Regolith. That's like bad for us, but then at least the federal sticks. Again, you don't always have to Ice HQ if you're an asset deck because you can duck some of it, especially if you can duck some of it. And then the transfer gives you the tag. Yeah, Plural's great. Moosey hot. Let's count the things. Whiff. I was listening to Leah talk about this, and it is getting me too. It's like the thing about Moosey hot that I hate is when you whiff, it's not your fault. And like you lose games where you whiff competitively in the first 4 turns. I agree with that. Ooh, Baya, nice. Oof, Regolith, nice. Right? Like if you just whiff too many times in the first couple turns of the game's over. What if quad installed there? I don't like resing wage workers if we can't like do enough with it. All right, we lost the light Regolith. Yeah, currently 0% hit rate. We wanted that. Last act, nice. Good start though. Running, we'll just res a Revontulet to keep some safety. Maybe not worth it. A lot of our points are kind of painful. Yo, Funky Man, congrats on the last weekend. How's your tie? So Plural knows what this is. Look at the top 3. It was a wage workers into cohort into Stoke. So we want to keep the Stoke on the bottom. Not going to matter for a minute. We can add it to hand and put a ping on HQ, but I think the ping goes on the Magistrate. I just don't want to keep this on top of R&D because we don't have a shuffle effect. So I think we draw the Stoke and the cohort and we leave the wage workers on top. So wage, cohort, Stoke, done. Yes. Okay. So wage is on top. That's fine. We can still do a duck here if we do install. Maybe we can install the wage workers and res it. I don't love spending 2 to get a click back on one of these turns. Maybe we should have iced up Revontulet. Yeah, that was actually a misclick. Like, obviously, we're going to have pinholes and Moosey hot, but it's way more important. We said we would to ice this up because this has more control over the game in the short term. Like, transfer us. I don't care. The tie is so sick. Might have to wear business casual to all future tournaments. Glad I won HP. The techie ties were so sick. Yeah, they look really great. I think Kevin did a great job. I'm going to try and share the photo next week because I thought it would be on the ABR, but it's not. Getaway. All right, so Moosey hot. Whiffed. So we're 0 for 2. Good. Wage workers might go down. But yeah, 0 for 2 so far. So just blank text. No, yeah, no, real necktie. Actual necktie. You can wear it. Kind of cool. So wage workers sticks, which makes sense. It's kind of expensive. Pinhole for Magistrate? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that actually could have been bad if that's a spin doctor, but you sometimes have to take those runs. So we have 2 Epiphany counters. We're going to get our class act draw, which is good. You always have to draw if Moosey hot whiffs. Yeah, the spin would be devastating. Even a moon pool, like, I don't know if we'd crack it for 3, but... Carpe Diem, Archives Mark. Okay, that's lucky for us. I think we get rid of the business. So, we could federal fundraising first. We know the top of the deck is a wage workers, so I think we're going to do the cohort first. Or sorry, the federal fundraising first. Well, no, because then we keep R&D safe. Like the ordering here is, I think we cohort first. Because we don't need the BAU here. Okay, Let Them Dream. Stoke the Ember Spin Doctor. Okay, that's bad. The thing is we can't shuffle the deck without drawing all of them agendas. So with the Revontulet gone, we can maybe put an agenda behind here, but I don't want to, and we're drawing every single Stoke. So that sucks. That sucks bad. Oh, your PD link has a photo. Okay, we might be able to open it then. Yeah, I don't like this at all. The longer you think to, the more you give information. Time for a quad install. I mean, we need Revontulet for this to be good. We can Stoke behind the ping. We lose to Boomerang. We lose to Kurapira. You can Epiphany the Stoke. Yeah, at a minimum we can, which like We then reveal it. I think it might be optional, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay. So we can Epiphany it into the remote server and say no matter what happens, that's okay. But in theory, we want to do a triple install. So the thing is, if we install the spin doctor for our first install and the triple install, I guess we can't res it yet. So we can do 1, 2, install a Let Them Dream, and then hit the stoke off the top. I mean, it's cursed, but we'll do it. Do we have the money? We have to be worried that we have to duck Siphon. And Siphon into run the ping is pretty bad. Yeah, this is bad. Can you score with wage workers? No. There's no way. Because when we install it with Epiphany, we've spent our first of 4 clicks, right? Yeah, this is kind of ugly. Yeah, transfer is really bad here. Now, we have a chance of seeing the transfer if it shows up. We've whiffed 2 draws, and one of them probably was, I think, the class act that came off the Baya. We'll gain 2 on the Epi Stoke. Yeah, actually, maybe you're fine. Yeah, we do get money. Oops. The thing is, we would res the spin doctor here, but we can't because we need to get this to happen. So Stoke, Freedom, IP Enforcement. I mean, it's bad. At least we can shuffle. And knowing the top of the deck is like super, super valuable. So we're on 4. So if we get transferred, yeah, the Stoke goes down for free. So I don't like this at all. I think we need 1 more credit here because resing the wage workers costs money. Moosey Hot has whiffed 0 out of 0 fires in 3 turns. 0 fires, 3 turns. Absurd. So now the wage workers is kind of a priority. Kurapir is down, so you can run the ping. We don't have the B to punish. So like, yeah, you can just get this agenda. Luckily, there's no Hermes or anything awful. You could play into this being a VSA. Wow, running R&D. We know what this is. I guess, yeah, our opponent, he doesn't know that we have a spin doctor here, but we have to res the spin doctor to draw more agendas. So now I think we're just going to let this go through. No Hermes. So we can score the Stoke. Wild. Trash a Rego from the top of R&D. I'm a big fan of that for us. Okay, so we want to get the agendas out of hand. We'll get the Stoke out of hand, and then we'll do federal fundraising. We also could get an advancement on this, but we have wage workers, so I don't think we're super worried about that. Because then we can't fire wage workers. Okay, that's good. We want the B1001. So we can do triple advance, install B. So we'll put Oracle Think Tank on the bottom, balance coverage B. Done. Wow, we really want a powers. Do we draw this? I think we do draw this, and then we have to force a shuffle, so that's fine. Yeah, the Stink Tank on top of the deck, we guess we could shuffle that. So we'll do triple advance, score, get the advancement, pretend this is a mess in Chesvo, and then I think we just put the federal fundraising on the table? We have to shuffle R&D if it gets run. But we can score this, let them dream next turn. Yeah, we just want a Magistrate Revontulet or powers that be, something that actually like gives us tempo from scoring. Because currently we're just scoring for the sake of points, which I don't love. We have a powers in the deck. Yeah, we have 1. Man, I love powers. Like such a good card. Transfer losing 4 points would be rough. Yeah, it'd feel bad. We would draw at spin, so it wouldn't be necessarily 4, but yeah, it's kind of a hard thing. Balance, I think you want more money? Oh, yeah. I'm assuming the cohort might not stick. Maybe on 4 credits it does. Did we whiff every single? Oh my God, we whiffed every single Moosely Hot. We're 0 for 4. We have Awaken Plant here. It's a 1 and 4 in the freedom. We're getting counters, and the counters are really good in the matchup because then you can force 2 on R&D. So we'll let this go through. Yeah, balance is better. Yeah, for sure. We lost a B1001 and got a Epiphany counter. So we have to force the shuffle here. Otherwise, actually, no, we get plural a tag here. Yeah, no stress. I think we're going to HQ again. Yeah, we're going to HQ, so nothing to do. Chat disconnected? Hey, chat, we still here? Successfully connected, okay. IP enforcement, good. Technically trashable, right? Yeah. I can imagine if powers was not unique and cost 4 to trash. Yeah, I played a lot back then. I reckon we both did, huh? So let's start drawing. We can score this Let Them Dream. I really wanted to do something though. We can cohort advance to Let Them Dream so that we can triple advance to do something else. I think that's fine. I think we can flip up a card here. Trashable, yeah, it's in quotes, but it's true. So I think we'll cohort to flip the Let Them Dream to score it. It brings us to 4 points, which turns on Oppo. We need to find ice from HQ though, because we'll lose to Awaken Plants one way or another. So I guess we'll do the fundraisings first and see what's up. We have the powers. Huh. Not playing the PD combo? Nah, I think I should, but like I need to practice it off stream. Ether, how's it going? It's probably more fun than I think it is. Can we get powers and triple advance? Yeah, we can do triple advance, install powers, fire powers, bring back Revontulet. Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. Could powers to stoke back from archives into server 1? With the Kurapira, I don't know if I want to. I think I want to get the, like, with the Waken Plant and Plural's money, I think I want to get back the Revontulet. But I could see that being good on their next score for sure. Draw 1 card. This will put us on 5. We keep a, yeah, I think we can do that. I did say yes. So we'll do Federal again. So the top 3 is Shipment, Vlad, Oracle. So I think we'll just bottom these. In theory, having a Trashable on top of R&D is worse, but we're not going to draw. Then we're going to cohort. We're going to turn up a business to get the Let Them Dream counter. We're going to install the powers into a new server. We're going to do, oh, no, I'm a monkey. Hold on. I got this. I'm in charge. You do this. Triple advance, get a click, install the powers in a new remote, res the powers, score the Let Them Dream. This can let us shuffle the deck, but I don't think we want to. We're happy where that is. Powers will fire. And with powers that fires, we get a Revontulet in server 1, which means our opponent cannot play the game. Plural is locked out. We want to keep the stoke there. The freedom in our hand is like questionable, but knowing the top of our ND is much more valuable, especially because we know it's just an Oracle Think Tank and we can shuffle. So I'm just not going to do that text. The sports days are presently developed like no ice. Moosely Hot has now finally hit the first draw in 5 turns. So like, yeah, the money wasn't there. I do think Plural trashed a card off of R&D, or 1 or 2 that probably he shouldn't have. But yeah, like literally Moosely Hot has whiffed 4 out of 5. So hasn't been able to contest this. The finances that just aren't there. And now we're in a Revontulet lock hell where like you can't play the game. You can't click for 3 credits. LTD doesn't shuffle if you don't search R&D. Oh, so true. Yeah, you're right. You're right. We could put the freedom on the bottom and not shuffle. Yeah. Good point. Undo. Oh, undo. Yeah, you're right. You can just bottom without shuffling. So Plural can't really click for credits here. Overclock. Going for the wage workers. Okay, we have another one of those. We get our counter, which is fine. Yeah, we do need money though. I would click 2 trash cohort. Yeah, I think the cohort's more important than wage workers. On 2 credits, the wage workers doesn't really matter here. But cohort could score this server 7 card out, I think. Is it a hot take to say that the ability on Let Them Dream to move an agenda at the bottom perhaps more important than being worth 1 point for the runner? Oh, super hot take. Yeah, no. I think this, if this text only said it was worth 1 pointer, it'd be a good enough agenda. I think there's a lot of board states where that text doesn't matter. At least the places that it's saying play modernly in Netrunner and competitive. No, the text is very, very, that's a very hot take for sure. All right, an Oppo would be good here. Even just a little one, just a little Oppo, that'd be good. We want to start scoring. Didn't we have a Vlad? Oh, it's on the top of the deck, right? Or did we cohort it out? What are we doing? I don't think we're gonna need the IP enforcement. Yeah, that's what we wanted. Okay, look at 3. So it's Oppo, we want that. So we can do install. What do we throw out? Huh. IP enforcement, that's fine. So we want to do an Oppo this turn. So we'll do Oracle, Spin Doctor, Oppo. Done. We won't draw. So I think we'll install Balance Coverage. We'll install Vlad Grid. We'll Oppo. We can Epiphany for a card. We probably do Epiphany for a card. We have more counters than we have common sense. Spin Doctor, Oracle, think okay, I mean Spin Doctor, I guess. So Oracle's on top. Okay. Oh yeah, this is not a wage worker's turn. It could have been. I don't know. It's great. We should be 4 cards richer if the Fed fund was a balance. Small decision, big impact. Yo, for sure. Yeah, I agree. I definitely want the money here. This federal fundraising is useless. Clean getaway. Nice draw. With a B1001, you can't click the 3 and play this safely. But yeah, we would have actually been able to do things here because we can't even financially score out. The balance coverage versus federal is a huge difference on this board state. Magistrate probably could have cost more to res. Yeah, I could see that. We're building wake counters here. I'll res the Magistrate, which says that we have points in hand, which we technically do. Hit it as well. Now we can't res the balanced. That sucks. They are 2 to res. I mean, that is something. I think Plural can click for 2 trash the cohort. I think it's the one thing that's keeping us in the game financially. I have no problems with what is happening here. Okay, so if we could score an agenda on this board state, we'd be gaming. The problem is we can't. I want to get rid of this freedom of information. I don't really want it. Wait, freedom of information is a 2-2. We can just score this to fire Revontulet. Plural loses all his credits. Oh, I feel so bad. I feel really bad here. Just keep pushing that thing down the road. So we're not going to draw. I guess we can cohort this thing. I wanted that. Look at the top three. Okay. Oracle, Oppo, VSA. Yeah, we can draw. Yeah, we can actually score this and fire this. Oh, this is gross. Yeah, Magistrate Revontulet. This is gross. So this is a 2-2. So we do remote server. We just do advance, score. We make a plural lose all his money. You can't click for 3 while this thing's on the table. So we'll do Revontulet, and then we can go grab the thing from the bin. None of these we can res. And that's, again, imagine we had balance coverage here. We'd be cooking. We could actually install a Stoke the Embers and get 3 credits and say, like, you can click for 3 credits and run it. And it's actually probably good. I wonder if we get the Stoke the Embers here. I'm going to do it, because it gives us 2 credits. We could have put it behind the Revontulet, but we need the Revontulet here. Like this actually, yeah, grab Snoke for sure. This gives us some money. I think we've hit 3 out of 9. Clean getaway. If there's a B1000 on the 1 here on the table, you're in a really bad spot. Actually, the ping is also a bad spot. Oh no, the ping is a terrible spot. No, you're 1 credit short. You lose all your money. Oh, this is so bad. No, the balance is on the table. We just can't res it. Oh, that is bad. So do we have this here? Yeah, we win. No. We're a credit short? Is it GG? Yeah, that hurts. Cohort scores. It's not intuitive to me why it scores. If we put an advancement, we can't. So we throw out a card, we go to 2. If we do advance. Oh, shipment. Oh yeah, shipment wins. Okay, yeah, shipment wins. Yeah, that's a good point. I just need to trash this thing though. Figured why waste an advancement on a ping, but then I fell right. Oh yeah, I did do that. I did do that intentionally. Yeah. So the idea was that was a supposedly 5 cost res, which is like why advancing is really good fun. No. This just closes the game out. Yeah. Hey, GG. Thanks for the game, eh? Man, yeah. If their economy doesn't keep up, they're just like stuck in hell. That was 8 turns. Unique cards access 8, and I think only 1 or 2 of them actually could have been stolen. So that's pretty hard. Cohort score shipment. No math hard cohort. Yeah, I don't think math hard. I was trying to do the cohort math, and there's no way to do it. Like if you flip a card, it goes on 1 advancement. Then you can do credit advance. That doesn't work. If you give yourself 2 credits, you can do credit. Can't get a wage workers click. So yeah, there's no way to do it. But yeah, I didn't do my signature move. I think this turn, the right play was actually install Oracle Think Tank on top of the cohort, and then we were meant to shipment the Oracle Think Tank. Like, I think not doing our signature move was actually pretty bad on that board state, because we could have got this trashed and no tempo loss. Yeah, never get into Battle of Wits with Sicilian. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we should have trashed the cohort, I think. Signature move. I hope one day that I'm being casted by commentary, and then someone can call it the signature move. Because it'll be sick when we can nail it. Yo, how's it going? I'm mulligan to stealth. Yo, plural, good game. After image. Wait, hand which would have been. Wait, Jason, excuse me. Oh, that was rough. I'm mulligan to stealth after image hand, which would have been no use, and threw to nothing as well. Wait, what? Was that a stealth list? Missing the signature move was bad. Guess it's time to cancel, Andre. Okay, Essa again. I do think Essa has been performing really well. I don't like this hand. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, man. The amount of times that it just whiffed off the top there, off of what's it called? The amount of times that Moosely Hot whiffed in the first 3 turns is like so painful, because like that's the turn where you have to keep up with me, and it was just like whiff, and then it was like a bravado that you legally can't play. Clean Getaway I think was maybe the first one. Okay, this is a bit better. Best of luck. Have fun. Really enjoy the stream. Looking forward to watching it back later. I make mistakes. Feel free to be harsh. I won't be harsh for sure. For sure. Hey, cheers. Okay. Our opponent is playing Essa, 51 cards. I'm assuming this is the list that 34 Witches was playing. I think, again, always ask your opponent for how many cards in their deck, because he can give you a read. But this might be the deck also we played the last player with. The Art of Touchdown is killer. Man, yeah, it is really, really good. And Touchdown is seeing play in like even outside of stealth and Moosely Hot, so I get it. So we can't really afford to Ice HQ. I think we're just going to do our triple play, which is federal fundraising for some control. Regolith with wage workers is a really good combo. And then hopefully there's nothing that our opponent can really do to deal with all this stuff. The question is whether we do balanced or federal. And I think we have money on the table. Specifically with ESSA, I want to be able to know the top of the deck and get extra card draw. Like this is just a free card draw turn. And more card draw, more knowledge is a way to counteract a sabotage. Prosthesis? Yeah, Prosthesius is ESSA, I think. The one that's just called Mask or something. Nurse Han, really good card. Now running archives, draws 2 cards. I'm gonna get rid of the BAU because it doesn't do anything, and we'll just top rope one. So we lost a Stink Tank, which is kind of sick. So you want to go check that last click, draw 2 cards, lose your Nurse Han. I mean, I'm in for it. Go for it. Go check it out. You install Nurse Han? Yeah, just go in there. Just check it out. There's nothing bad in there. There's nothing bad in there. Just like nothing bad. Just oh no, the nurse is dead. Oh, just take a tag. Discard the influence. I mean, it's 1 influence. Get an Epiphany counter. Get a tag. It's going to be good. Triple Regolith, Trash, Nurse Han is a good turn. All right, so look at the top 3. Vlad, Spin, Ping. Spin Doctor, most important card. Ping, next most important card. Vlad Grid, we'll get to that. So we'll just draw all we can. We'll do 1, 2. Our opponent has the money. But we're just going to delete that character when we can. We're like Nurse Pain. Because it is Hane, right? Like I'm saying this wrong. It is Hane, isn't it? All right, that's good. There might be one more in the deck for sure. And they still have to clear the tag. Discard your spins into ESSA. We were almost there. We would almost have discarded 2 from R&D. Again, you also have to watch out. The less we discard from HQ, the more our opponent wants to run HQ because we're not throwing out the cards. I do think there's some players that say like losing cards from hand is the worst thing you could possibly do, so they just rip off the top. And I think those players will lose random games. All right, Begamot comes down, so the ping is still worth something with B1001 and the tag. I think we're going to get rid of the Vlad Grid off the top, and I like her hand. Nice, we lost a wage worker, sick. But our opponent needs to get money up, not breakers. So this Begamot is doing some disruption, but like paying 5 for a breaker on turn 2 is not what our opponent wants to do. Fermenter is what our opponent wants to do. That's a lot better. Especially because federal fundraising is giving us cards every turn. All right, Oppo, sorry, Let Them Dream, we can put it down. See, I think we want that in hand. The Oppo is fine. A Revontulet we would ice up if we can find it. But I think we'll keep the Regolith down. We don't want that. And we'll just draw 2 cards. Okay, so we have to figure out how to win. We threw out our Vlad Grid. That's kind of on us. We can do a triple install turn, which you probably do. Spin. We can ice up with ping. I don't know what we're pinking up. I don't know if I install Begamon and still accept a ping. Yeah, 5e, exactly. 5 is a lot. And we're at the point where like they're still jockeying for board position. We could Epiphany. We're going to see Regolith and 2 cards. I'm okay to Epiphany here, I think. But I don't know on 1 credit if our opponent's going to be trashing for the next little bit. So I think we can just do a triple install and then just take 3 credits. So yeah, let's do that. I don't think we have to put the ping anywhere. Like ping could play against Shestushka, but with the Spin Doctor on the table, I'm not convinced we care about Shestushka. I'll just take 3 here. We're far away from, well, not that far away from threat 3. Believe in yourself, buddy. How can we say no to the psychological obsession of clicking Regolith 4 times? Oh, you son, it is good. It is really, really good. But one of the worst things to ever sit across the table from is like triple Regolith into Oppo off of wage workers. I feel so bad. 4 Regolith is nice, but I always like to build a bit of board state, like present a problem, get money. Just gain money is like relevant, but could be better. So top of the deck is an agenda. They did float a tag there. I don't think I realized that, not that we had much to do with a single tag. But yeah, now this Fermenter is all the money they have. Yeah, click for 2. Okay, so we could res the Spin Doctor here. We know the top of the deck is not something we want, but with balanced, we could reveal that as an agenda. I don't think we want to do that, so we'll do Fed Funds first. Oppo, IP, Rego. Oh, no, we should have revealed the Regolith. I forgot. I thought it was the Let Them Dream. So I don't want to show the Oppo. I want to show the Regolith. And I think we'll actually push the Let Them Dream behind a ping. With the B1001, it's like kind of silly, but it turns on the Oppo research really quickly, which I think is good. And like, it's just 1 point for them. So actually it doesn't turn on the Oppo, but it's just 1 point for them. We can't feel terrible about that with the Oppo and P. So it'll hopefully crack the Fermenter. So we're going to do, we want to draw Regolith and Oppo. So we'll put, no, that's not right. Start over. We want to show the Regolith. So we'll do, no, that was right then. We'll draw the Oppo. We'll reveal the Regolith, and then we'll put it behind this ice. Put it behind this ice. So we can do triple install. We do 1, 2, 3. Take 3, go. So we have tag punishment. We ways to take things. You got there? Yeah, I got there. I think you installed 3S and click right. Yeah, for sure. The interface on Fed Fund is something you have to figure out. Man, the BAU to purge fermenters, like, it's actually good. People are really sinking into the fermenter as like both their, crypto crash economy duck, but also just because it's a good card. But like just purging one of these out for a single click seems nice. Like Mavirus, I guess you could put in any deck, but yeah, it's not there. They steal the LDD, that's for sure. But we can score it out and see what happens. They're in 12 credits. Man, that could have been a crypto in a different list at least. Okay, top of the deck is an IP enforcement. I don't think we need to show that. Cohort Revontulet. Okay, so I think we want to get Revontulet on the table and cohort. So I think we do. Ugh, I don't think we have a triple advance play here. Like, I think we need a Revontulet on the table for sure. But now if we draw one card, they're going to be hunting for it. So we'll say asset. We'll reveal the cohort. Okay. All right, they still turn on Oppo. Then draw the other two, draw both. Sorry? Like, I don't know how we're meant to wage workers here. We don't have a triple install. The Epiphany could be fine. It's not considered an install, but I could see us doing Epiphany install. Especially if we get ice. It's a Doom Scroll. That's ice. So we can ice up the Revontulet. They think this is a cohort. We have a cohort, which means we can cohort score out. Yeah, this seems good too. You always spin for options? Yeah, I forgot we had a spin. Yeah, I want to keep our spin a bit of a secret, but you're right. We have spin. We know the top of the deck too, and like I love keeping spin for controlling the top of the deck. The top of the deck is IP into the spin, but yeah, I forgot we had a spin. We have too many face down cards. The text is small. I've been deep into your other channels, not paying attention to Netrunner. I totally forgot about the new GFI. It's a wild card. Like I don't want to say it's better than than GFI, but it's like very, very impactful, and it feels more annoying in some ways because it just shows up as a 3 of more than 2 ofs that food did. But it's good. All right, this ping has a B1001 backup, which doesn't really matter because you can run it twice with Begamot. But we're gonna have a swing on Econ. All right, Regolith, this is a known card, so they should track the known information versus the unknown information. We also do have a big Oppo here. Not big Oppo, we have an Oppo, and we'll probably play it because they did crack the fermenter. I do like keeping spin versus ESA. Yeah, it's very good as a nice recovery. Ooh, wage workers coming down. Actually, that does matter. Good for them. And no, it doesn't really matter. They're gonna be bankrupt now. I think they've hit hell. I think they have now hit hell. I believe we're in hell now. Federal? Okay, so we'll put the spin in hand. Start over. We want a non-trashable, usually pseudo non-trashable. So we'll do this. Done. Draw. We'll flip up a Vlad grid. We'll res. I want a powers, of course we do, but we'll just score this. We're not going to use this text, but it's nice text into ESA. The fact that we trash Nurse Han like probably hurts them a fair bit. They're on 0 credits. We can search the bottom, but I don't want to because we've seen the deck and we can only search the deck, I've learned, so we're good. It doesn't work with all other versions of the deck though. It's all 2-pointers. What doesn't? Let Them Dream? Yeah, Let Them Dream doesn't. That's why I was surprised to see Let Them Dream because I'm like, why is Omdraft playing this if it's only 2-pointers? But then you see the stink tanks and you're like, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, no, like Anthem can't just click for 3. In theory, next turn we can't score, so I guess you can click for 3. But that's where this becomes an issue. Is like you need to get your money up, but if you just straight click for 3, you're worried about losing to the table. So you can like click to do the cohort. I'm not sure. Top of the deck is one card we know it's an IP enforcement, which we might actually just brute force through that with the Spin Doctor because we need to find a Vlad grid. Oh, Biobands for 1. Nice. I don't know what we're contesting here. Aren't you allowed to search archives with LTD? Yes, we are, but we have nothing in there. If we had an agenda because of sabotage, we would have bottomed it for sure. Is it wrong to bring an agenda to hand? Oh my God, you can bring an agenda to hand? No, we should have brought an agenda to hand. I forgot you could do that. I've never seen anyone do that in a long time. Yeah, bringing an agenda to hand would actually be really important because they can't steal it. Yeah, we should have brought one to hand for sure. Okay, second Epiphany counter, or first Epiphany counter this turn, but second Epiphany counter. The buy is draw 2, cohort is trash 2, so this buy events is just draw 2, gain a credit. For a single click is not bad, and a run. Okay. Yeah, we definitely should have grabbed an agenda. Well, shuffling R&D is still a cost, but if we're going to res the Spin Doctor next turn anyways, maybe it's fine. The thing is, like, we want not a barrier. Like a Doom Scroll is actually our best ice here. Nuka, 1 credit. Okay. So I'll res a Spin Doctor here. We have a headline. That's great. So let's just hopefully get an End the Run ice that gives a tag. So a VSA would be good. A Doom Scroll would be really good. Because yeah, we're on exactly the Hell Snowball. Okay. So Fed Fund. VSA is perfect. So we'll put the Let Them Dream down and we'll draw these two. They also, yeah, now we have to not pre-advance this thing. But we can do VSA, Vlad Grid, balanced. No, I think we should put the Tomorrow on the table. They can't beat this with a botch list. They have to actually install Buzzsaw for 4, which is like very difficult for them to do all of that. I don't think this ping server matters, so I could see us putting the balance in there just to get like credits in the background. I don't know what we're going to use this server better for. But actually, we probably shouldn't put this in here because 3 trash costs is already like a good enough defensive aura. That we could use this for something else, especially something that needs to be run down at the right time because B1001. Was it deck tonight? Scrub. We've just been playing Epiphany. So we played the deck list of the week and now we're playing Zombs drafts. Small oppo consideration? Yeah, honestly, Declan, I forgot. We could have small oppo because the card was trashed there. I think small oppo was a pretty good consideration with 2 freedoms still on the list. I don't mind this though. The thing is like the headline doesn't have anything to convert into. So the top of the deck is known. It's a Let Them Dream. I'm okay to get rid of a Let Them Dream and IP enforcement. I'll just rip 2 off the top of the deck. The Let Them Dream, that's it. This 2 is fake. Don't listen to it. Why do we get sabotaged? Oh, because they want more clicks. Okay. Now they have some explosive economy. Like they do have a bunch more sure gambles because Ghost Tongue makes everything cheaper. You're drawing cards here, friend. You have 2 hand size. Maybe we shouldn't have done that because maybe they're looking for a marrow, but they've already sabotaged once. We probably could have just given them credits. I don't know. Credits matter on the sports state. Chistushka. I mean, that's fine. We have a Spin Doctor. All right. There's a Stoke in there. The thing we want is our powers, and our powers is not spoken for yet. Because powers on this table like blows everything up. Pulling agendas to hand when you have lockdown is actually the meanest use of it. Yeah, so when they run, they have to take a tag, and it's like take a 1 in 5. Because that Chistushka was damage. Oh, there's the marrow, but they've already sabotaged this turn, so this is really good for us. Because Essa is only the first time a turn, so installing the marrow at no cost is great for us. Okay, so there's probably one more Chistushka. We haven't seen a finality. Balance coverage, we might as well res. We can do Federal first, unless we want to rip it. We don't know anything about the top of the deck. If we draw powers, it's good. Okay, so we want to keep the Stoke in there. So this is our last spin. So we do consider, we like sometimes want to draw here. What's funny is we can put the Stoke behind this ice and take the money away with tomorrow's headline. So I think we actually, Epiphany the Stoke into the server behind the ping. Because you have to get in the server, get through the ping, run it twice, have 3 credits. And then when we install the Stoke, we can get the, what's it called here? The advancement. So this will put us on 5 cards in hand, 6 cards in hand, but we're not going to use any hands. I do think we top deck the Stoke, which is like good fun. And it puts us on big oppo. So we're going to keep Stoke at the bottom, and then we're not going to draw. No, we'll say Acid. Okay, so we're going to Epiphany the Stoke, which is good fun. Now we know 2 cards on top of the deck are safe. This will go into server 7, which is good that we kept it open. We'll put an advancement on tomorrow's headline. We'll just advance tomorrow's headline. If we found their, I don't know if we want to, 2 wage workers, that's pretty good. We can draw? No, because we're going to discard a card here. I don't want to draw. So they're still in hell. We'll give them a tag. We have to sabotage 1. Okay, yeah, so we could have drawn. Yeah, you're right. We should have drawn because of the sabotage. We'll just get rid of a Vlad Grid. And they're stuck in hell again. We called Vlad Grid an asset? Oh, shut up. Yeah, you're right. We whiffed it. That's fine. They're getting card draw again. Now, card draw will matter because they have a lot of like cheap sure gambles, but I don't want to give them straight 6 when they need clear tag because now they have to get a bit lucky. They play 3 sure gambles, 2 strike funds, and 2 wildcats, so they probably actually don't have easy money off of this. Also, we should have trashed the top of the deck instead of the 1 in hand. A bunch of that was wrong, but maybe we just want to see deeper. Oh, wow. It's into the Magistrate, but we can't trash it. So we res the Doom Scroll, they get cards. But if we don't res this, they just get the 3 credits. So I don't think we res this. Because doing the damage to give them 3 cards doesn't make sense. Giving them 2 tags might matter, but they have 1 click left here. Like, we could just end the run with B, but we have no reason of doing that. So next turn, we can't really score this out. We have to work on a Vlad grid. At least they're on 3 credits so they can play the game. But yeah, they have to have 3 credits to be able to play the game with Revontulet 6. And Revontulet Doom Scroll is like a hard problem for them to solve. Like even if they drop a Revolver, it's like 4 credits. Ooh, running hot. The top card of the deck is a Spin. That's a good card. Too bad. We also spin ping. Top of our ID's unknown. They have 3 more clicks. They have 20 cards left in their stack. We have fewer. We are drawing 2 cards a turn. Yeah, I think we need a wage here. Okay, we're going to the Doom Scroll. So the Doom Scroll is going to fire, and we can just like stop this, which is great. Again, they have a 7-string Behemoth, and it still like isn't perfect because breaking ping for 1 is what you expect to be doing anyways, and it still gives you a tag. Do they actually take 2 net damage here? Yeah, they do. That's sick. Oh, they take 3 net damage here. Ouch! And they lost their Revolver. What did they lose? Unsort, Revolver, Chistushka, Fencer, Fueno. Wow. And they think they're going to trash this, but of course they're not. It's hell. It's like, yeah, you get to this situation. It's so hard to unravel this. I forgot we had a Regolith on the table. I mean, our money is drying up a wee bit, but we have the balanced coverage every turn. That's usually enough to keep coasting. They, mind you, know that this is an agenda. The thing is, like, this is not going anywhere. All right, they're in 4 credits. We don't have anything cool to do. Let's look at the top 3. Well, yeah, we could have had 2 more credits of balance. That feels bad. Doom Scroll, Stoke, Magistrate. Okay, so if we install this Stoke, we can put that on that Stoke, and we're just like taking a loan out to pay the loan, to pay the loan, to pay the loan. Doom Scroll and Stoke the Embers is actually pretty good. We could advance it once. We could take 1 credit off the Regolith. We could also put the Stoke in server 11 and just keep stoking because every Stoke is a good install. Yeah, I actually kind of like that. So we'll do this. Doom Scroll, Stoke. We won't draw. We're going to say Ice. Okay. This is sick. If I had a cohort here in a server, you know I would trash it. We're going to use our Epiphany counter. We're going to reveal Stoke. We know Magistrate into Revontulet. Okay, that's fine. This goes into 11. We're going to gain 2 credits. We're going to advance this Stoke. We probably should have. We can just advance the Stoke. It's safer, technically. Okay. We can put a different ice in front of this Stoke if we want to. I am falling apart a wee bit. So they have to deal with the B1001. So actually icing up the B1001 is probably a bit more relevant. And we could advance this as well and just say like, make your play. I think this is fine. Why do we do that? Because it gives us 2 credits and an advancement and an install for a single click. Like it's a good click. You tell your opponent it's there, but like again, that gets a card off of R&D on the table, 2 credits and an advancement. Not bad. It's not memes. It's like not the worst thing to do. Like they have to be able to break a VSA, have 3 credits, and not take the tag. It's a kind of a tall order. Like if they install a Buzzsaw, what are they gonna do? Buzzsaw break this, have 3 more. That's like really hard, and now there's 2 Stokes on the table, so we'll get one of them. Botches on Doom Scroll, sick. That's a good start. Doom Scroll does still have 3 subroutines that matter. But if that's their whole turn, at least the Revontulet doesn't matter. All right, which subroutine are you not taking? Do we have another B somewhere? Yeah, maybe we can find it. So if they don't take the tag, they only take 1 net damage. So that's probably the subroutine they break. Yeah. Okay. All right, so they're still bankrupt, which means Magistrate is still doing, you know, the Lord's work. We can score this out. It just gives us credits and another advancement. And that's the thing, is this advancement now will go on the next Stoke the Embers, and then they have to beat that. Like, that's good. This technically are both equally relevant in terms of our win condition. So we'll do Federal. Like, man, Epiphany's cool. Freedom is a 3-2. That doesn't matter. So we just triple advances, get an advancement on that. Man, if we have a thing. If we had a powers, this would be so good. So the question is, which ice do we want? In theory, we should score this one to put advancement on that one. Obviously, they have no money to lose, but like, if we had a wage workers, nah, not good enough. 1 card. The top of the deck is whatever. We could have oppoed here. Want to advance the Boated Snake because this one they know they can run. This one they don't know they can run. I'd rather have the one that they don't know they can run. Right? Right? Did I do what you said we should have done? We just triple click Rego to load up an oppo payment. I mean, we can, but I think we're going to win next turn because they still have to figure out how to get through this VSA, make sure this is not a B and have 3 credits. And even if they do all that, then we oppo them. So like it's do or die. They have to figure out how to get through this and have 3 credits. Right? Like this card is so good when they're on 0 credits. They literally can't, like there's no point running archives here. They don't have 3 credits. Like Revontulet is messed up when they're in the hole. Like it protects the whole board. Losing credit for the VSA is insignificant for Magistrate. But these all just cost a credit. So it's the same, right? The thing is like they know they can break this. They don't know they can break this, which might make like we just want to confuse them a bit more. Hey, GG. We're just going to hit no to agenda. Whatever. I thought that was going to hit no. Advance score. Hey, good game. GG. Thanks for the game, eh? But yeah, they ended up in econ hell. That 1 fermenter was not enough to get them through. Yeah, you always have to deal with them. Or they get you in a really ugly lock. Yeah. Magistrate feels more oppressive than FUT. I agree. The thing is like what FUT does is FUT means you can't safely run anything. Revontulet means you can run things, you just can't win. But like the problem with FUT is like you can't check archives because you could just take 7 damage. You can't make a cheeky run of Central because you could just take 5 damage, right? It does feel on par with Amani, but Amani just like blows you up and like ruins the stuff you've installed. There's more ways to play against or around Revontulet. There's no good ways to play around Amani, right? The children yearn for Amani Sanai. Yeah, I do think trashing Magistrate's almost always worth trashing, right? Because if she fires once, you lose 3 credits. You might as well trash her. The only problem is like turning on Epiphany on some turns, or sorry, turning on Oppo Research on some turns might make that only like 90% correct. But yeah, if she's on the table, or excuse me, if they're on the table, they have to be dealt with for sure. Our opponent didn't trash an asset for like 4 turns. Yeah, but like with what credits? With what credits were they meant to trash assets? They didn't have them. Yeah, their own economy did not keep up. That's for sure. And I do think like a big part of that was, they did drop a Begamot on turn 2, which you probably shouldn't. Generally, you don't want to install icebreakers until you need them. It's slightly different if you're going to face check into something that's punishing, like, you have your killer. And this deck has surprisingly sentries, which is not always a given. Usually a lot of these decks at the world's level had like 1 sentry. But like spending 5 on a Begamot on turn 2 is like that part in the time where you want to establish your economy. Hey, Micro, good game, right? I never saw it with money, I think. Yeah, that was fair to aggressive. Yeah. I don't want to put the breaker down. Like, you're spending 6 to break your first ping, which is like way too much money. You just want to see the ping and then decide to get it down. That's for sure. I don't know if I always picked the right choices when it came to the Wildcat. I was happy the turn that you did Wildcat and you did like 2 sabotage cards. Like you did Marrow because you had to when you were on 2 hand size. And so I'm fine with that. But yeah. Yeah, the Begamot didn't even get used, right? And the thing is, like, I won't res a ping unless like the tag matters. So like even installing the Begamot forces me not to res my ping, but it also like still keeps the ping relevant. It's weird. It's really, really weird. But yeah, more often than not, I don't install my breakers unless I need them, or I'm gonna face check and I need them. Which in this matchup, installing a Buzzsaw probably isn't it. Like you can hit 1 VS8, it's not the end of the world. Hitting a Doom Scroll or a Starlight Knight does suck. So if you do find your Revolver, install it for 2. That's totally fine. It's not very expensive. All right, hey, it's just about midnight. Sick. We'll be back on Tuesday. We're again, for those who don't know, we're back to a bigger streaming schedule. So we're gonna be streaming twice a week. We streamed for like 4 hours on Tuesday, like we did back in the day, and we'll be back, of course, for Thursdays. But we got more to say too. We're actually gonna have content out next week. I'm working on 2 videos of gameplay from the it's the 2603 meta, but I'll just let you know none of the decks that see play in the 2 games play any of the banned cards, so that's technically totally fine. But we have 2 gameplay stuff edited up. They'll be up next week, so hopefully you're excited for that. We've been pretty busy here. We've also been busy doing other video stuff, but like it's been nice to edit Netrunner content. And I think one of the coolest things, which like, okay, this is video dorkery, is every time I edit Netrunner gameplay, I learn a better way to do the thing I want to do. And so it gets faster and like a quicker turnaround, which is quite nice. Like I remember doing this like 7 or 10 years ago now at this point, and like editing a game took like 12 hours. Now we're down to like maybe 4. Still a lot of work, let's be honest. But yeah, hopefully it's appreciated. And it's been a while since we had gameplay channel stuff up on the channel. So that'll be next week. I'm assuming we'll drop it on a Wednesday because we're going to be doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's probably what it's going to look like. I want to say a huge thank you to all these names here and more. I think we had one new patron. Oh man, I should pull it up. Huge apologies. I didn't get time to update this because I was doing other video stuff. So I'll be able to shout out a name appropriately next Tuesday. But if you appreciate content like this and you want to help, keep the lights on, keep the stuff going, you can find a link to the Patreon below. These are only our Sure Gamble patrons. We have a lot of daily cast patrons, and I'm so appreciative for all the support we get here on this channel. Again, as of technically in July, we've been doing this for, I believe, the 10 years. We've hit like our 900 and something video on the channel. It's just buck wild. And again, I'm so thankful that folks make this possible for us to spend as much time doing this as we do. So thank you so much for that. Another thing is, if you just want to take a second to leave a like on the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, all that sort of stuff is a nice way to help the channel out as well, and is also super appreciated. This weekend, if you're out and playing, best of luck. Again, there's a whole bunch of mega cities. If you're in Toronto, say hi to all the nice folks. They always put on a great show. I've been following the channel for nearly 10 years. Wild. Yeah, right? It's been wild. A lot of us have been around for that long, which is, yeah, it's just incredible. Glad I could hang out for once, rest while we get there. Andre, gonna watch the Arkham finale now. Yeah, enjoy it. It moves relatively fast as much as it's a long stream, and hopefully everything's well with your family, Mila? That's mostly it. We'll be back on Tuesday. We'll have a video up, and then we'll be back on Thursday. If there's anything you want to see in terms of gameplay too, like we usually have an idea before the stream starts on Tuesday, but if there's a certain deck archetype, hit me up in the comments and we'll maybe take a look at it. But Tuesdays we can do some exploration, that's for sure. Your ads are inspiring. Oh, thank you, Bardic. Thank you for everything you do. I'm a newer fan. Have a good night and good luck. Thank you so much. Thanks for the kind words. Thanks for taking the time to leave a comment. It's really appreciated. We'll catch you in the next one. Hey, cheers.